Welcome, Internet, to the Play No Video Games podcast. We ain't talking about video games edition. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, and Max.
That's a fucking terrible name. Why
it is pretty bad.
Shit? It's fucking bad. Everybody knows HBO. It's HBO. His mama calls it HBO. I'm gonna call it HBO.
Okay. I don't think anybody stopped you from, like, are people mad about this? You were talking about this earlier in our private chat. People are mad.
I don't think anybody really cares.
That's what I'm
Some
thinking.
people are talking about it, but they don't really care.
Dude, somebody made a streaming platform called Peacock. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, but you know the Peacock from NBC is the logo.
I don't think most people do. It's called Peacock. There's another one called Tubi. I think everybody made fun of the name TikTok until it exploded. Like, it just... Brands are brands.
I mean,
the only thing that matters is if it has content and it's affordable and people want to use it. I don't think anybody gives a shit.
It's not affordable. It's not gonna be affordable.
HBO Max?
It's worth it.
It's what, 17? It's $17.99? Is where they're checking it up to?
It's cheaper than Netflix.
Right.
I think it's $14.99 or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's better. To me, it's better than Netflix. So
yeah, it's definitely better than Netflix.
The names,
Sean Capri TV is here to wake up and see ass.
Like the Wii
U. Picked the wrong show for that.
People get so reactionary to just a name before they even see the product and all that. Like,
we already seen the product.
Well, yeah, because the Wii U name sucks.
Might have a new
terrible
color,
name.
Might have new thing. Might have new stuff. You don't know.
Like, what the hell is Sean Capri TV? Like, what is that?
It's not a bad.
I didn't realize it. Yeah, I guess it's a new name. Maybe he's gonna start streaming again or something.
Maybe he's opening OnlyFans. Good luck, Sean.
Maybe that is it.
Yeah. Good luck, Sean.
He's
looking forward to your
trying to get nasty. That's why I told him to some ass. I get it.
You remember Nathan? Trying to get everybody to beam. He was Nathan Willie Beeman. That dude was about it.
Well, you know he's gonna just support anything Xbox is doing. Like,
yeah, but he went hard in the paint for that though.
Mixer was such a good platform. It was so much better than Twitch. I'm not. It
was a good tool.
Lie.
Mixer's a good
name.
name.
The name was stupid. Mixer
and it still didn't take off.
Mixer's a decent name.
So why are we all arguing about names?
Max just sounds dumb.
I just don't think it matters.
It does.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
Because most people aren't even going to notice the name changes. They're just going to look for the logo with the purple, and that's the one.
Yeah, and they're just going to click on it. They don't care. No one cares.
I'm sure the HBO logo will be inside the app. They'll have a way to differentiate HBO content from cartoon content from other content.
Yeah. The same way it is now. There's a DC area.
Aren't they merging with somebody else?
Yeah, Discovery.
Okay, so that's why they want a banner that isn't so one heavy on one brand. That makes sense.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'm not gonna care.
I see that Delvin. He wants blood. He's just here. He's like, fuck that.
It's a terrible name.
All the smoke.
Who cares? Why are you so invested into their name? Why?
Cinemax, Skinemax, HBO Max, Max. It doesn't fucking matter.
Max Pass plus Digital Pass. We've done this.
There it is.
Right? We've done this. Max Pass plus. Who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Delvin gives a shit. That's who.
Apparently. And Delvin's like,
fuck
name
that.
It correctly.
I'm angry.
Fuck
and you're
that terrible name.
Delvin was really upset. He was like,
rejected.
No.
Yeah, at least it's not called Much Max.
Yeah, that's true. It could be called Much Max. That's real bad.
Much Max.
Jesus. Much more Max, actually.
He could.
Jesus Christ.
John,
all right, gentlemen. So, 90s NBA basketball players. Give me a random one. Let's talk about them.
Ooh. You go, Delvin.
90s? I'm trying to think.
Come on.
Kendall
Gill. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. He was pretty decent with the Sonics. Had a good run with the Nets.
He did.
He was a pretty decent player. Good little swing man. Had a decent jumper. Played a little bit of D. Could get out in transition. Unsung hero. Not great.
And another unsung hero. Ricky Davis.
Oh, good one. Man. When he jumped over Steve Nash. I enjoyed Ricky Davis. He was fun to watch.
There was a moment there in Cleveland where people were like, franchise star.
I mean, does it take much to be a franchise star in Cleveland? No, it doesn't. I think take much.
For a moment, people were like, we got our Kobe.
Oof.
And then
that happened.
Yeah. That happened.
That was the era when people couldn't shoot.
Really good, man.
Yeah. That was the era of nobody being able to shoot. It's all just athleticism. Who can go to the hole? Who can slash? Like, that's when we thought Harold Miner was Baby Jordan. Like,
I didn't think that. He played, but he like this.
Baby Jordan. Everybody called him Baby Jordan. I'm just like, what?
I remember there was like
himself that.
He's athletic. That's about it.
He had like some 35-point games. People were like,
yes, he did.
And it wasn't.
And we were like, hey, he might be decent. Nope.
There he goes.
Yeah. Talk about random Heat players. Ronnie Cycli.
Yeah.
That I don't know. New one.
Ronnie Cycli.
Wow. He was their center for a while. He was all right,
A long time.
When he started to had that Euro explosion. Ronnie Cycli came through, Vlade Divac. You had those players.
With Bimbo Coles, Keith Askins, Glenn Rice. Yeah, that was the team.
Yep. Damn.
Boy, that team. That was the team that was just destined to lose to the Knicks every year. Until they got Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning.
Mm-hmm.
I loved 90s playoff basketball. I don't know why, but it felt different. It feels different than it does now.
It was competitive. It was way more
games
physical.
Were close. Yeah, like
a lot more game sevens.
Yeah, I think it was also
game
just
fives.
It was also just like on television, like over the air
NBC
TV.
NBA on NBC.
You just got all the games all the time. You didn't have to like have a certain channel or go to a certain platform or anything. Like they were just all on.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, it was a good time. It's a good time. Mm-hmm. I got a random one for you, Donnie. Vitaly Potapenko.
Yeah, I know Potapenko. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Random Cavalier. Just garbage.
Nick Anderson.
I said that one last week.
Yeah.
Did you? Nick Anderson, Orlando Magic?
Yeah. That's like an NBA Jam player.
Yeah, it is an NBA Jam player. Yeah.
Penny Hardaway.
Man.
My son is infatuated with Penny Hardaway.
As he should be. Dude was amazing.
He should be.
For a minute.
He was.
Come on.
He got hurt.
Oversell it. He got hurt. He got hurt.
Time out. Penny Hardaway, if he didn't get hurt, he's one of those players.
Penny Hardaway got popular because of commercials.
No, he didn't. You know what?
No, he was that good.
Look, motherfucker, he was that good. You son of a bitch.
I will put it this way.
You son of a bitch.
They used to talk about Penny and Shaq like these talk about Shaq and Kobe at one point.
Yeah,
Penny was that good. He just got.
To be honest with you, they talked about that. They talked that way about Shaq and like most any teammate.
No,
I'm not trying to take anything away from Penny.
Shaq just had really good teammates,
and he was never the same again.
Shaq and Penny.
But at the same time,
correct.
Personally, I don't think Penny was like Kobe.
He wasn't like Kobe.
No, he wasn't like Kobe.
He wasn't that good. Come on.
He wasn't like Kobe, but he was just as good and never got a chance to actually shine. Oh my God. Penny definitely could do it all. If he didn't have the micro fracture in his knee before it was something that could be treated, it'd be a whole different conversation. Like he was that good.
Agree to disagree.
He was good. He was really good.
God. Good two guard.
Penny was really good.
No, good point guard. He was not a two guard. He was a point guard.
Hang on. Good scorer then.
No.
Good point.
Good defender. Good scorer. Good distributor. He ran it all. No, look him up. Look him up.
Nick
to the
Anderson
tape.
played the two. I remember that Orlando team very well. Nick Anderson played the two.
You're right.
Scott Skiles was his was the backup point guard.
Oh my God, Scott Skiles.
I remember this team very well.
Yes.
I can imagine. A huge Shaq fan. Still am a huge Shaq fan.
Yeah, I loved that squad. That squad was awesome.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah. That squad almost won a championship.
Yeah, they got trounced.
That
was Elijah Wan's year. He said no. So I don't think so.
Yeah.
That was like his benefit.
Yeah.
Dude, what year did he?
Shaq said that helped him a lot.
What year did he hurt his knee?
Who, Penny?
Yeah.
I want to say it was like the year after Shaq got traded.
I think so.
Probably. I think that's might even be late.
Too late. So I'm looking up.
I don't think he lasted that long.
I'm going through game logs, man. He never averaged more than 5 assists a season.
When did he get hurt?
I think it's the 97-98 season because he barely played that season. Looking through the game.
Yeah, he didn't have a long career. Like he did not have like when he hit his
from
like
97,
93 to apparently he played games in 2007.
He did. He kept trying to come back from that energy, but just was never the same.
10 years in the league is nothing to scoff at.
Nah, not at all. Especially when half of it he was hurt.
Scorer, man. Yeah, he is a scorer. You got me thinking. You got me thinking. I don't remember what I remember, and I do remember. Like
you don't remember Ronnie Cycli, so I don't know how much I can trust your memory.
But like he wasn't like Kid Nash or Jason Kidd out there.
No, he wasn't. He was a scoring point.
He was a scoring guard. Yeah,
but he did it. He did it all. He
averaged 5 assists a game.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Let's see.
What did he average? Like 19 points a game, something like that?
Best season, he averaged 22.5 with 2 rebounds hang on. Mistake. I'm looking down the wrong category. 6 assists and 4 rebounds.
Yeah, and that's what year was him still being young.
That's what I meant when I say good 2 guard. There are a lot of 2 guards that average exactly those points.
I'm sorry. He was so much more than just a good 2 guard.
He
never got a chance to shine.
Look, the ultimate point, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. Great player. What I'm just trying to say is I think people remember him better than he was because of his popularity. He gets added up a bit.
I don't think so at all.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah,
his
I think
popularity is because he was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got hurt, and he didn't get a chance to get into
Nike thing with the little penny.
Yeah, little penny.
Chris Rock and all that. Yeah, no, that kind of shot his star up a bit.
But that was because he was really good.
Yeah,
alongside Shaq, they were like the tandem that people talked about.
I am aware. I remember watching it. Yeah. Like I said, he's very good.
He was.
But in my mind, when I just start thinking about like all of these scoring guards, I'm not like Penny Hardaway was at the top of those. He's not.
He was at the top of
T-Mac.
those.
Vince Carter. He's not Allen Iverson. He's not any of those guys.
He never got the chance to be.
Even when he was playing his best, he wasn't.
Short. I disagree. 100,000%.
Well, then we will agree to disagree.
Also, T-Mac didn't have a Shaq So he had to do it all.
Yeah,
you look at he had Yao for like a few years.
Like the closest thing that ever existed to Shaq.
Closest thing that no.
During Shaq's career, yeah.
And how long did he even have Yao for? Like, and then he was hurt.
Is how long did either one of them have each other for?
Right, and exactly.
2 shifts passing in the night from the ER to the court and back.
Yeah, he was in Houston for like a second. He was in the ER. He was in Houston for a second.
You guys got Daniel on your side. He says Penny's top player of all time. I don't think so.
He could have been a top player.
That's like saying anybody could have been. I'm saying
no. That's not like height, anybody could have been.
At the count of his powers, I don't think he was ever going to be that.
I don't think that was the height of his powers. That was him still being fresh in the league.
Yeah, okay.
Like
still has more room to grow.
He had a lot more room to grow. Like his ceiling was way higher than what he was at. He just got hurt, and that was it. He's like, for me, he's like that one
the same stuff that
what
I
if
have with
player.
Jack loves him so much, and we disagree.
It's because he's a smart man. I believe in Jack.
I'll take Ray Allen
justice for Jack. I wouldn't.
Well, Ray Allen had a long career, and Ray Allen
I absolutely would.
Was healthy.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't, only because I'm not trying to build that team. Like I don't. Ray's a good shooter.
That's the thing is, I think if we were comparing scoring guards, like I feel like in that general time, say from 95 2005, I feel like I'd come up with 10 that I'd rather have.
Yeah, but I'm not looking at Penny just to score.
Again, that's not saying that is bad. I'm just trying to put it what I feel like is fair perspective on it. Not like, oh my God, I remember.
I don't think your perspective is fair at all. I think it's completely biased and it's Cleveland based. So I don't know if
Cleveland based. What do I have against the Magic? I don't give a shit about the Magic. He's not Wade.
Yeah, he played completely different. I wouldn't even compare him.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm just trying to say. Is like, let's put it in perspective. A lot of people, man, they put Penny over hard. I think it's like I don't
as they should.
No, they shouldn't. He's good.
As they should. He was pretty fucking awesome. He got hurt.
He was great.
Yeah. We never know. He could have been just as good as Wade or better. But the problem was we never know because he got hurt. We never know.
That's correct. Yeah, he got hurt.
That's
because he never was. We can't say he never wasn't, I guess.
Yeah. So that's my thing with Penny. It's like we never got to see what he truly could have been because of the injury.
Glass half full.
Look, man, Penny was a beast. That's all I got to say. Even T-Mac, like I don't even think we got full T-Mac.
He was
because of his back,
good.
like that.
He was so good.
That mother. He was cheating.
Tracy McGrady could from ball.
He was cheating. He's what I wished Kevin Durant could be. Like I can't stand Durant. I don't like Durant.
I know you don't like him, but Kevin Durant is kind of like the ultimate version of him. Like he
if Durant would actually go dunk on somebody, I'd appreciate it.
Before KD existed,
he should.
Tracy McGrady was Kevin Durant. Like people were like, I don't understand how you guard this giant dude.
Yeah.
Huge, he's super fast, he's shooting from all over the place, he's dunking on you. Like he was that until Kevin Durant came. And then Kevin Durant came, and I think people forget.
Kevin Durant is like Dirk Nowitzki, though. He's a big guy who can shoot.
A little bit better than that. No, he's better than that.
He's super athletic, and he's just going to shoot.
Hatred,
he's not going to the hole. He's not really. He's just not doing that.
Your hatred is clouding your judgment.
He also doesn't get rebounds like he should.
Never played the game.
You're 7 feet. Get your ass into the basket and give me some rebounds.
Not everybody plays that way. That's not everybody's position.
That's the problem. You're 7 feet. Get your ass under the basket and get me these rebounds, Kevin Durant. Fucking hate you. I don't like Kevin Durant at all.
Penny. Okay. I'm going to say this, and I know you guys aren't going to like it. I already know you're not going to like it.
Okay, I know.
So in your mind, Penny is like 1,000 times better than like Brandon Roy?
Oh, no. See, that's the other one. Same thing. Brandon Roy robbed. That dude
and I don't disagree with you.
Cheating.
But ultimately, what I'm trying to point out is that there are a lot of players like both of them. Not necessarily that got hurt, but there's just a lot of players that have had that skill set and given their teams what those two gave them. I think to go over to that next level, one, obviously you don't have to be career catastrophic injury, but for two, you got to bring a little bit more.
They both blocked plenty. And the injuries just robbed them of their careers.
Gilbert Arenas is better than Penny Hardaway.
Well, he carried more guns than Penny Hardaway.
He actually carried more guns. That's true. I don't think he was better than Penny Hardaway.
I don't think 90 basketball fans want to hear that, but it's absolutely true.
I don't
want to hear it. They don't want to
Gilbert
accept
Arenas
it's true.
Is a special individual because the man has no mentals. Like,
dude was good.
I couldn't build a team around him because I can't trust him. You know,
we're not talking about that. We're not debating that. Really
to me, that's part of it. To me, that's part of it. But yeah, Gilbert Arenas was a killer. Again, injuries.
Yeah, he was.
Injuries.
Donnie, they getting at you in the chat.
Oh, I knew that was going to do it. I knew that was going to do it.
I was just reading and laughing.
Hey,
Grant Hill is another one.
He averaged more assists.
Yeah, Grant Hill.
He averaged more points. I'm just saying.
And
there's a very easy
to me. There's so much more than the numbers. There's so much more than just the numbers because also the eras and how they play changes a lot. Because when Gilbert Arenas was in the league,
and honestly,
there was like no big men. So it was a guard heavy league.
That's not true. I would say that they're similar. Honestly, it doesn't really matter who's better or the other. I would just kind of put them in similar, like tiers or categories. Similar, like they're similar. When I think of Penny Hardaway, I think of a great player like a Gilbert Arenas. I think of them as similar impacts on the game. Except one of them had a very popular marketing campaign, and the other one was in Washington.
No.
Gilbert Arenas had a marketing campaign.
Sure did.
Do it a gun.
I bring the guns to the bullets.
That's a wild story.
If you listen to some of the podcasts, they talk about Gilbert Arenas. Like listening to Richard Jefferson talk about how crazy Gilbert Arenas is, it's just fantastic.
Maybe that's why it was on my mind.
I used to work with somebody who was his personal assistant. So one of my friends' sister was Gilbert Arenas' personal assistant. She was just like he is something special. He is out there. But yeah, dude was good. Dude was real good.
So I see Bruce in the chat says that he made 2 NBA first teams before he was 25, and he says not many people can say that. I feel like there are a lot of people that could say that. Like if you look it up, I think we can say it. Has Luka made 2 first teams?
Did he say that? Did he say?
Didn't he?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he said, sorry, he made 2 first teams. Not many dudes can say that. And he said 2 first teams by 25 years old. You guys aren't, if you're not looking at the chat, it's in YouTube.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm reading it. Yeah.
Didn't get to his prime before the injuries. Yeah. Okay.
I agree with that. But I mean, there are a lot
of people can say they made 2 first teams, but there's also a lot of players that said they couldn't.
Like Jason Tatum can say that.
Yeah.
Like that's, and look, when you start getting into rarefied air, right, you start splitting hairs. I'm not saying he's bad. Nobody's saying that at all.
You're just not saying he's great. And that's bothering me. I don't.
Just saying it's not all timer.
Let's add this caveat into it. Then
people act like he's Jordan. He's not that good.
He never got the chance to be.
In that '90s era, is pretty impressive.
That
playing against those guards. That is pretty impressive.
I'd have to look it up. I don't feel good enough, well enough, to know.
I think that, the 90s was just a different era. Like the way they played was so different. Like people weren't shooting threes. You had a lot more big men. The game was played inside out. Like it was just a different game than what we see now. Yeah. Even the 2000s, it was starting to shift. Like it's crazy when you look at the games and how they were played and how differently it is.
He could you imagine existed like that transition where he was like the younger guy while the old guys are playing, and he kind of just got there first before the other guys came. Like the other guys were on the way; they're not that far away. Like I'm looking at all-time teams here, all NBA teams. Penny made it in '95 and '94, right? But then, and you see, and I'm looking at it, and I'm not going through every single one of these, but I'm just looking at names right off the top of my head, and I'm looking around. And there are a bunch of dudes that we know from the era, right? Olajuwon, Hardaway, like Tim Hardaway, Gary Payton, Shaq, Michael, all that. And then you just scroll down just a little, like maybe like 1 page. And all of a sudden, like Ray Allen shows up and Allen Iverson shows up and Jason Kidd and Kobe shows up. And like, that's where that next era came in.
Yeah. And that's when he got hurt. So it's like,
and then there's Wade and Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups or Penny Hardaway.
I'm taking Penny over Chauncey.
In the prime Penny.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm taking Penny over Chauncey. because Chauncey took so long to actually get good. And it was really only on like that one when Detroit was like, we're going to play some serious defense and we're just going to do that. That's when Chauncey finally found like his rhythm and the ability to be more of a true point guard where he's actually just kind of running the offense, distributing, hitting like the big shots, knocking down big threes and stuff. But he didn't, to me, Chauncey didn't have like that game changer. Like
I agree with you. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
You couldn't put the game on.
Chauncey wasn't dynamic. Like he didn't have that dynamic X factor.
Statistics, and I'm not talking like just flat along averages. I'm literally talking just kind of game logs, like game to game. Yeah. Very similar.
I believe
and
it.
You're talking about Chauncey Billups.
That makes sense.
6-time All-Star, tons of all teams, NBA champion, And that's all. I'm just trying to point out Penny, what he showed to us was very similar in the vein of a lot of players.
And again, for me with Penny, it was like he just started to get to the point where he was like, I'm going to be able to take off, and got hurt and was never the same. Lost pretty much all of his explosiveness, all of his real ability to make plays. Like he just lost it. And unlike a Grant Hill, go ahead.
Is Penny better than Deron Williams?
Who? JYD?
Deron Williams?
Yeah, man. He was really, really good until he got hurt.
Huh, that's a good question.
Williams.
It's a great question. I'm really glad I just saw his name because he was amazing. He averages statistics like game to game. He brought way more than Penny ever did. Great score, like franchise player until he got hurt.
The funny thing is with him,
he was a max player, like franchise guy.
Like he was super energetic, but it was just JYD. Like I don't know. I'm still taking Penny. Man. I'm still taking Penny over him.
Comparison.
Think about it.
Because he was super athletic, but I just don't feel like he had that X factor. Like, no.
He averaged 10 assists or more in 7 seasons.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Still,
and that's again, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I'm just introducing exhibits for the court to see of many examples of good guards in the NBA.
He averaged, you said 10 assists
or more.
Jerome Williams.
Deron Williams.
Oh, Deron. I thought you said Jerome. Yeah,
who's Jerome Williams?
JYD, Junkyard Dog.
That's the dude who sold crack on the corner of my
You don't remember JYD from the Pistons? He was on that Pistons squad. He was like the hustle.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
That's why I was so confused. I'm like, he was hustle, but he was athletic.
He said Deron.
What are you talking about? He said Deron. I did not
Williams.
even. Yeah, Deron was also really good until he wasn't.
Until he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
But he was a franchise max guy.
Absolutely.
Like Penny. And unlike Penny, had better stats than Penny. For many years.
Different era. Yeah.
I'm just pointing out. He's
so
like,
this is what
even let me make a case. He's like, I don't want to hear it. Penny was Larry Bird.
I can't always go based off just the pure stats. I cannot always take based off the pure stats.
What do you go
because of it's a lot of intangibles.
You watched or he was awesome that one time?
It's a lot of the intangibles because when you
documentaries.
Nah, man, I'm going off what I saw and the way the game was played. The way the game was played, it was so different. Like the eras was so different, so it's hard. That's why I really hate when they get into the comparisons.
You were like, he's the point guard, he's running things. Let me tell you, Deron Williams was the point guard, and he was running things.
He was really good.
Deron was dope, really just like Brandon Roy. Like, oh man, Roy, that dude.
Like he was legitimately playmaker and scorer. I mean, he was a max dude.
Yeah, I'm not
in a way that Penny never was.
I would still take Penny over him, partially because of his height.
Yeah, Penny was pretty tall.
Yeah, he was pretty tall. Sean Livingston's another really good guy. Got hurt. He could have been.
He could have been.
Who he could, and he was still a very accomplished player after that.
Yep.
Catastrophic injury.
Absolutely.
He came back and became a very good player, which is a testament to him.
Absolutely.
But had he not got hurt, You think about what he could have been, because
he could have been.
He was like a point guard
special.
cheat code.
He was. He was not like, he was a cheat code.
He was a cheat code.
Oh man, to think of what he could have been without the injury.
Sad I can't believe we did 30 minutes on whether or not Penny is as good as the world remembers.
I can.
You know what?
I hope this podcast never goes viral. It's a good thing we don't do clips on TikTok and shit, because people would come at me. Like if this went like, you can't say anything about Penny Hardaway that isn't abundantly positive all the time, or this world revolts. People love Penny Hardaway.
What's not to love?
I'm just happy we finally realized that we need to stop talking about video games and just talk about sports.
Dude, I'm with you.
This is our wheelhouse.
This week more than anything else, like I wasn't really in the mood. I barely have news for tonight. I barely wrote anything down. I definitely didn't go dive in for all points and quotes and stuff. We're not doing any of that. I've got like 5 headlines. I'm just not in it. I'm not in the mood.
Look here, brothers.
I don't care.
I was out here fucking. I wasn't thinking about this week. I didn't give a fuck about no video games. No that shit.
Do love that we got Bruce though. Look, we got a chat that's talking. Maybe we found our niche. We had people, they're showing up. Bruce talking about Ray was a monster in Seattle. He was.
He was.
He's a monster his whole life.
He was a monster on the Bucks.
Ooh, that was
he was a monster on the Bucks.
Celtics.
Yeah.
Lights out.
See,
man.
He was one of those players that was able to transition really well from being super athletic and dunking on fools, going to the hole slasher to get the shot. He was able to just
Pierce.
Man, fuck Paul
Pierce. Good.
Better than Penny Hardaway.
Fuck Paul Pierce.
I hate Paul Pierce.
I don't like him either, but it's true.
I cannot like Paul Pierce.
Nah, he ain't.
I don't think anybody does.
He ain't better than Penny.
Great play. He is better than Penny.
Nah,
he absolutely is.
No, I'm not giving you that. Paul Pierce was good, and he just happened to have a lot of good people around him.
Penny played with Shaq, the most dominant player.
Later in his career, just. I'm not.
In Paul Pierce's head, he's better than Kobe. So I don't mention that.
Right.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not. I don't think anybody is saying that, but he was better.
Paul Pierce is saying that.
He said that. He said
I
that.
definitely can't handle it. I don't like Paul. I just fuck Paul Pierce. Personally, because I'm biased because he was a Celtic, so that automatically.
I'm with you. He's sitting on his home. I'm with you.
But also, man, Paul Pierce is so weird because he looks like the most unathletic person on the planet.
But
he's slow, but somehow it always just works. It's just like, how the hell did this slow, unassuming,
as somebody
weird-looking player
who watched his teams go home against Paul Pierce multiple times? I don't know if I've ever feared a player taking a shot when it mattered more than Paul Pierce, man. That dude, if anything was he was clutch. Yeah, he would send you home if given an opportunity.
Yeah, I hate Paul Pierce. You know who Paul Pierce hated playing against?
LeBron.
No.
They got old school heat. Like
Mellow.
They hated each other in high school.
He
Dude,
didn't.
LeBron and they got fights in the damn locker room.
Right. But he didn't. He wasn't worried about guarding or going against LeBron. The person he hated going against the most was Melo. He said it today, or not. I wasn't today, but it was on.
Speaking of another player better than Penny Hardaway,
I'll give you that. Which show was that?
I wonder. We should start a whole new podcast called "How Many Players Are Better Than Penny Hardaway?" Where we just put Penny Hardaway as a
motherfucker. That is a bad idea.
I wonder how many episodes. I wonder how many episodes we could get in. I think we get in 200 or 300 episodes before we find. We run out of players better than
you're smoking crack.
I mean, I think we can. Yeah. I can give you 10 right now.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out. But you'd be wrong.
3 or 4 episodes in just the Warriors today. Just the Warriors. We could just take the Warriors, and we've got 3 or 4 episodes right there.
Nah, man.
Is Harden better than Penny Hardaway? You don't want to say
no, because Harden don't play defense.
Yeah, you don't want to say it. But
no defense.
He's a better scorer than Penny, but he don't play defense. So no. The sad part is Harden can play defense. He just doesn't. It's so frustrating.
How history remembers him.
Harden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
He put up insane numbers, but as I think people have gotten wise to in more recent years with analytics, not to take away his scoring. It's very good, and he's very good at it. But he also had like insane usage rates. He literally was getting like twice as many shots as most guys. Like,
yep.
It'll be interesting to remember and see how that is looked back on.
Yeah, this year was the first year.
He needs a ring.
He needs a ring. He needs a win, but he's not going to get one because Philly is cursed. But this year was the first year that the leading scorer and the leading player in assists were on the same team. Harden led the league in assists, and Embiid led the league in scoring, and they still won't get a ring because
we'll see.
I don't believe in Harden's ability to take it to the next level. I just don't. Yeah. He hasn't shown it. It's all good in the regular season. He can score, but when it comes to like taking to the next level,
in the playoffs, he can be very like an alpha guy.
Those Houston teams should have gone further.
Because they lost doesn't mean he showed that he can't take it to the next level.
I don't believe in Harden at all.
Sometimes you just lose. Sometimes the other team's better.
Yeah, I feel like teams that
we've seen good and bad
Harden won.
We've seen good and bad Harden in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't believe in Harden's ability to.
I remember the Thunder made the finals. People were like, they need to bench Westbrook and play Harden the whole time because he was like the guy.
I remember people saying that.
See, he's had good moments in the playoffs too.
Yes.
Yes.
People just don't want to remember them because ultimately they lost. And when you lose, nobody cares.
Yeah, he's had good moments. I just don't believe in him to get anybody over the hump. I don't believe in it. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they don't have enough of a supporting cast either. I don't see them going far in the playoffs.
Don't we have a question about this? We save it.
We do.
Yeah, we'll save it.
I mean, we're here now.
We can talk about it now if you want, but I figured we'd save it.
All right, let's save it. So Donnie, you talked earlier about just not being in the mood for talking games and stuff. Like, what's going on? What's going on in your world, Rand? What's up?
I mean, I played Dredge like all day on Saturday. I did Shaq and then did Easter, and then I've just been working, and then I worked on my car yesterday. Put a lot of time on my car. I haven't been thinking about gaming a whole lot just recently. This past week just hasn't been on my mind. Nothing good or bad about it. Just haven't really been thinking about it. It's been kind of on the back burner. I've probably put more time, like outside of Dredge, I've put more time into like Retro Bowl and NCAA on PS2 than I've done anything else, like anything notable. So it's just, I don't know, just not on top of mind at the moment.
Getting those creature comforts in, huh?
Yeah, probably. Work has been busy, but like fulfilling. I'm doing a brand new like code stack, so I'm designing a bunch of new stuff to deliver to folks, and I've been kind of on like a sightseeing tour, like showing people like the new stuff that's coming. It's going to be like way more mobile friendly. Just a better, whole different like UI dev kit. So I'm kind of learning. Like I'm just kind of in it. I'm learning. So like Monday night, I couldn't sleep, man. My neck was hurting. I had like a stiff neck. I kept tossing and turning. And I just woke up at like probably like 2, and I just stayed up all night. I just like, you know what? I'm up. I can't sleep. I don't feel comfortable. I can't stop thinking. So I just like hopped on the computer and just like got to work. Like I just really started cranking out like code for work. I was just like in it. I listened to my music, man.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Wow.
Delvin is still in the fucking mode. That's what he's at. He's still in
mindset. He said, I got up at 2 a.m., got on the computer, got to work, and start cranking it out.
That's what that means to you. Like, we know.
Yeah, like, I knew exactly what he meant.
I know what he meant.
We know what you know.
Delvin's like, I'm single. Cranking it out means one thing to me right now.
No,
I'm like a 20-year-old all over again.
He was in a huge relationship. What do you mean he's single?
Yeah, he's still in a relationship, but it's like new relationship. It's like butterflies. It's all new and stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know if I'd missed something. I was, man,
it ain't butterflies. It's fucking.
So, it was funny because I told my boss, I was like, yeah, maybe by the end of May we'll be ready. I honestly think I could launch this thing like next week.
Ooh,
like I have a lot of like, I just, like I don't know if it's like manic. That's what I've always like attributed to. That's what my wife says, but like sometimes I just get in the zone.
Yeah.
And I was in the zone.
That's good.
And I just went from like 2 a.m. until like 10 a.m. And then I went and got lunch and I came back and we got a car show this weekend. And I pulled Dizzy out from under the tarp and I went to work, man. I probably washed my car for like 5 hours that afternoon.
Oh,
like I was sore. I did the full thing, man. The wash, the clay bar, the glaze, the wax, the ceramic ceiling. I did the ceramic on the windows. I polished the chrome. I mean, my car's never looked really as good as it does right now. It looks like even I took a step back and was like, God damn, like it's so shiny.
Damn.
The sun hits the right moment. Even while you're in the car, you're like, you like can't see
the ray tracing. So
Jesus. Much ray tracing. I took it to the shop. I was just hanging out with them that afternoon, and I actually had two people that were like, "Hey, would you like do our car?" So you never know. I had one of the guys who's got a truck
creating side hustles.
He's like, well, yeah, can I pay you to do that to mine? And I was like, well, I just do it because it's a labor of love or anything like that. Like, I've never thought about like just doing it for other people. He's like, I never want to do any of that ever. He's like, so when our truck's finished, he's like, if you want to do it. And the Jeff at the shop, he was like, he's really, really good at it. He's like, he doesn't let on. He's like, but he is. He's like, he's really good at it. So yeah, maybe I might take on some other work. A really good detail, like at my level, like full bore. I think like mobile detailers will charge you about $150, $200 for something like that.
Yep. Look, you put that towards either the Switch 2 fund or the Ally fund and call it a day.
I'm thinking about it. I didn't say yay or nay because I told him, I was like, look, I'm gonna level with you. I ain't got a whole lot of these in me. Like I can't be doing these like all weekend long. I can't be doing 2 a day. Like it's tiring. But Jeff made it. He was like, look, he's like, you do it because you like it. He's like, so don't do any more than you like it. He's like, don't schedule, don't line up. He's like, just do it because like if you want to. He's like, if you're free this weekend and you're feeling like it, let them know you're free. And if they want to bring you the car, they will. So I might.
The Donnie is in the details.
But I got to think about like, I got to really weigh the cost of like material. Mm-hmm. Because like, if you want me to polish and ceramic, like that shit ain't cheap. It's like $30-$40 a bottle. And on a nice big truck, you might go through a whole bottle.
You got to add that into the cost.
Yeah, that's got to be
it's parts and labor, baby. It's parts and labor. But I finished in the shop, you know.
I finished Dredge today.
I saw it.
I feel really good.
Screenshots.
I feel like I haven't finished a game in a long time. I don't know why. It's been a minute, and I loved it. It was great. It got all kinds of like, I don't know, Cthulhu and you know, HP stuff at the end. I feel like maybe the ending they thought was going to be maybe more of a surprise or dramatic than it was. I just kind of like took it in stride. I was like, okay. There is a good and a bad ending. I went and watched the alternate ending. I'm really glad I didn't like jump through all the hoops to make that. I was like, it's cool, but it's not that cool. It's not like so cool I should want to do that. So I really liked Dredge. I think it was great. Now I can turn my attention back to Resident Evil at some point, maybe this week.
You ain't playing that shit.
I am. No, I will. I want to finish it. With the new podcast schedule, I find it it's like it's really disrupted my gaming schedule. I don't know how you guys do it. Like I'm not in the mood to play games like right after we podcast. It's like I never play games on like Thursday. Because I just feel like
you guys also go to bed a lot later.
We're doing it and all that.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm not going to podcast at like 2:00 in the morning.
That's true.
For y'all, yeah. We're done for me at like 10. So I'm like, let's fire up the console. I'm already here.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
It's like I feel like I get like my gaming fix from the podcast. So I'm not then looking to play more games.
Yeah, I typically only ever play games at around 10. So my mind is already in the mindset for it. So like when we're done podcasting, depending on how tired I am, I might play something. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it puts me in a weird place because since taking on Shaq, I kind of don't play games on Sundays, which is a day that I used to like really put in some time on.
At all?
Yeah, I really don't play games. Like I'm saying, like when I podcast for whatever reason, it just kind of takes the want to. I don't know. It's not like I'm not like committed to it. Like if I wanted to play, it's what I've noticed. I've noticed that I just don't play games like the day of or the day after I podcast. Like if I've recently podcasted, I'm kind of not playing. It's like I need like a day or two, like of a buffer.
Get back in there.
Yeah. So like I used to always
back
play
to back,
games
so
like
no 2-a-days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Right. Those used to be my times. And now with Shaq, like kind of right in the middle of it, I just feel like I'm not playing as much as I was before that.
Interesting. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the days that I typically don't ever play games. Like most of my gaming is done Monday through Thursday at like 9, 10 o'clock after I put the kids to bed. So I get an hour or two in there. But the weekends usually end up being so busy with so much other stuff that I usually don't have time to play games, or I'm tired and then the wife wants to hang out and watch a show or something like that. But yeah.
Interesting. I had to suck it up and just start playing, forcing it on Sundays a little bit.
No, you don't want to force it because then you feel like you're forcing it. You got to play when you want to play. If you're not feeling it,
maybe just try it just to like get out of my, I don't know, rhythm, just to change it up a little.
Are you missing? Are you feeling like you're missing playing games, or? Don't matter. You're good.
Not really. You're good. Man, maybe that's it. But I've noticed it over like since doing Shaq. I've been doing Shaq for a minute now. Yes. And I've just noticed I'm not playing because I remember like my Far Cry days. I was playing Far Cry all day on Sunday. I'd put 10, 14 hours in on Sunday.
Damn.
And like lately, I'm like, I haven't played games on any Sunday, and maybe I don't play games on Thursdays.
You in the mood to do that.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it just hasn't had that game.
Once Redfall hits or Breath of the Wild, the biggies that you're looking forward to, then maybe you'll
really make time.
Maybe so. Yeah. Maybe so. Yeah. Maybe so.
I mean,
Redfall hype is hype.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I haven't been playing much of anything. I've played Jedi Fallen Order mainly because I'm itching for fucking Survivor to hurry up and get here. Like I'm the 28th.
Okay,
yeah, so soon.
Yeah.
But it's like there's just nothing else that I want to play. So I'm like, I want to play something. So I'm gonna play Jedi Fallen Order over again for the third time. I really don't ever replay games, but just got the hankering to play it. I wanted to play it on PC, but it does not support controllers. So playing it on PS5. It doesn't support either of the PlayStation controllers. It only supports the Xbox controller, and that's either via Steam or shut the fuck up. Or
we get it.
Supports trash. No, so now I'm worried.
Why would they, a great developer who made such a great game that you've enjoyed so much you played 3 times, support trash? Obviously, they're like, this is the controller you should play our game on. The only controller you should play our game.
If that was the case, it wouldn't be on the PlayStation. It'd be great there. So
I mean, that's just EA. Right, that's just corporate. But if the devs are left to they have an option to choose on PC and they chose.
I don't know that they chose. It's just what was given to them.
Continue. You're playing it and you're
was
like,
given to them.
It's good. But,
you ruined it. But yeah, I'm really playing it just out of default. It's just a default until Survivor.
Much like the Xbox
that's
control.
really what it is.
The default.
So Devin, tell us about this fucking.
Yeah, man, I've been I don't talk too much. My son goddamn podcast.
Do you need some juice? Do you need some electrolytes?
Does he not know how he got here? I mean,
I think he's suspicious of it now. He's starting to figure it out. The wheels are in motion. Like, hold up. That's how I got here? You did what to my mom?
Oh my goodness. Get off my mama.
but yeah, man, I had a decent week. I ain't played too much video games. It's been more of like Friday I saw the Mario movie.
Oh man,
okay.
What did you think?
It was awesome.
Yeah. You don't even like Mario.
Fun.
I don't like Mario.
Who said that? I love Mario.
My kids love Mario, so I went to go see it.
I wasn't talking to you, Delvin. He is openly stated many times that he doesn't like Mario.
Yeah, I don't like Mario movies. I love that movie. It was so much fun because there's so many Easter eggs and callbacks to like the NES era. So it's
a Nintendo fan service movie. That's literally what it is.
That felt seen.
100%.
So do you like Mario the movie, or did you just like nostalgia?
Both.
Nostalgia. Okay. That's what he likes.
Yes.
Both.
The movie's good. It's good. It's entertaining.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thanks.
There are a lot of fun things they do in the movie, and a lot of callbacks, and a lot of things they do that make you. I don't want to spoil it, but like make you understand certain things. But yeah, the movie's great. It's
Mario
a fun time.
Has spoilers. I mean, like, how deep is the movie? It can't be that.
It's not super.
Spoil the plot.
It's
of the
not
movie.
super deep, but it's
a lot of fan service stuff that you probably want to experience for yourself, as opposed to somebody telling you, "Hey, this happened."
He's never going to see this movie.
I will watch it when it comes out.
Well, people who will listen to this podcast and watching it probably going to see it, so they don't want to spoil details like that.
It'll be out on Max soon. I'll watch it on Max.
No, it's not coming to Max, is it? It's coming to Peacock.
Why are you going to ruin a good joke?
Because Peacock.
Yeah, it'll be on Cock soon.
Wow.
Boom shakalaka.
Nice.
But yeah, that Saturday, my I guess I call her my girlfriend. My girlfriend took me out of town. Not too far,
there
like
it
an hour
is.
away. She took me out for my birthday. She took me to Cheesecake Factory and got me some stuff there.
I've never been to
We
Cheesecake
walked along the
Factory.
beach and
Ever.
it was surprisingly pretty good. I like cheesecake a lot. So
Cheesecake is delicious. But
Yeah, I like
Cheesecake
cheesecake a lot,
Factory,
too.
everything else, it's
I love
run of the
cheesecake.
mill.
You think
Yeah,
I've gone, but I've never been.
yeah, it was
Nah.
pretty good. I enjoyed it. And we rented a hotel. She rented me like a nice hotel to stay in at night in.
Mm.
We
Mm-hmm.
watched,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You didn't
we
watch
watched
anything.
Expendables
didn't
1,
watch
2,
shit.
and didn't
The
get to
TV
3.
Didn't watch.
The TV watched you. Let's just be real.
Yeah, you turned
There was
on.
no TV
You turned
watching.
on
Yes, it did.
sound. That's all that happened.
Yes, pretty much.
He's on fire.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun. It was good. It was a good night. A good little R&R trip to go on and come back to
Solid.
reality.
I was telling my wife that
Wait.
I was like, we should go to the beach or something this summer. So we haven't gone out for a minute. And then we looked at like Airbnb hotel prices, and I was like, fuck that. We're staying home.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This is way too much money. Nope. No
Outside
thanks.
is
I'm good.
way too expensive.
Mm-mm. Like we drive down
It
there
is.
for a day and come back that night. Like I'm not paying to stay here. That's absurd.
How far are you from the beach?
It's from my house. It's probably a good 5 hours.
God damn.
That's a
didn't
long.
think it was that
I guess
far
I'm
away.
spoiled because I live in Miami.
Yeah, I
I
mean, I
live in
lived in
Miami,
LA
so
all my
well,
life, so
hang on.
the beach was 30 minutes.
Hang on. I'm specifically talking of like Savannah. I could probably get to like Gulf Coast, Alabama sooner. I just never would go there. But I could probably
That does
do it.
not.
You gotta leave the state.
Okay.
God damn.
Well, I'm closer to the Alabama line than I am to the other side of the state of Georgia. I live over that way.
Yeah, we're not going to Alabama. That's not an
Yeah,
option.
no,
Yeah.
wasn't an option in my
Yeah,
mind either.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So like to like
I
the
agree.
Savannah beach, I'm like probably like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Dev, I have a
Hmm.
question for you. Are you gonna
Mhm.
watch the Freaknik documentary?
You
I definitely
know, all the stuff I've seen. I'm like, man, I remember all the talk of Freaknik when I was a young whippersnapper.
I
Like,
do
man,
too.
I want to go to that.
I've
So
been
yeah, I gotta watch
told
the documentary.
so many stories of the people that worked in my office or worked at APD that have been there that long. So many stories. I've got to watch it. Gotta watch it.
Yeah,
I love
It's
that you
must-see
asked that
TV.
question
I'm
to
quite
death
sure.
too. I could watch goddamn
'Cause I didn't know
Freaknik
if you-
documentary
yeah,
too,
yeah,
Delvin.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're from Cleveland, so we don't know if you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, we
I
don't know if you're
work
hip to the
here.
game.
But it's Freaknik is so
It ended
ingrained
like in the
in
90s.
hip hop. It's 90s hip hop ingrained, so we just didn't know. But
Uh-huh.
you know,
It's-
again, you
He's
said
a
all your
motherfucker.
coworkers and stuff were telling you about it.
Celebrating 90s hip hop is questionable. It's celebrating a lot of other things that maybe
Yeah.
considered illegal now.
Yes, maybe,
Very.
absolutely, yeah.
It was illegal then, but people just didn't care.
Yeah, yeah. There were no pictures. There was no video, like phone
there's
video,
videos.
just online right
There's
away.
video.
I can't see says how does the Gulf compare to Savannah? Well, there's a huge difference between like Gulf Ocean and like Atlantic Ocean. Like the
Yeah, that's
Gulf
huge.
is not very good.
It's
not-
kind of
not
gross.
as- yeah, it's kind of gross. The water's kind of gray. It's not as unless there's like a hurricane or something turning up, and it's kind of still as not very good.
Yeah.
You want to go to the ocean.
Atlantic is much nicer than the Pacific as well. Pacific is cold as shit, like
Yeah.
just so cold. Love the beaches in Miami. It's warm. There's no waves. You just walk out for a fucking mile before you hit that continental shelf. It's very nice.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
you can see it's much cleaner. The Atlanta, just so much cleaner.
Depends on what beach you go to in Miami. Some of them beaches look like,
I don't think any of them are as filthy as any of the beaches in LA. Because good God, the water
LA
is
is
filthy.
like the movies.
Yeah, LA, San Diego. It's rough.
Y'all need Captain Planet. He just need to go. Just do whatever the
I
fuck
was
you
not
do.
prepared for that at all. Wow.
He ain't wrong.
I thought the California beaches are like the best beaches in the world. It's where you see all the tourists.
It's
and all
for
the promos
surfers. Like if you're gonna surf, and of course it's in all the promos because Hollywood is out here. So of course we're going to Venice Beach.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the water is gross. Like nobody's going to the water. You're going to the beach because it's hot and it's nice to be out there on the beach. But nobody wants to get in that water because it's filthy. It's disgusting.
I went.
Hey man, I don't get it. You go to the beach because it's hot, but you don't get in the water. That's why people go to the beach.
Look, man.
Then they have a second of thoughts about it when they get there. Like the fuck
they
is
get
that?
out there and
The
they
water
see,
must be bad if you're that
they
damn
see
hot.
how
You're
dirty it is.
Sun, you look at the water. Ooh.
You might get your feet in, but you ain't really going deep. You ain't going far. Because one, like the amount of rocks and stuff that are like right at the shoreline, on top of how filthy it is, and it's cold as hell, and and the waves, it's not a very enjoyable experience.
Oh,
I remember the one time I went to California, I went to Venice Beach, and I was like, this is not as good as Miami. And it's not even close. That's
Miami beaches are pretty nice.
That's very true.
This is cute.
Venice Beach is like,
budget.
You go to walk the boardwalk and to walk up and down and see the shops and all of that stuff, but you go to Miami and it's way nicer. It's just
that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
A lot of weightlifters on Venice Beach though. A lot of them. A lot of bodybuilders when I was there.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago though.
No, they're still there.
It's
still a thing. Still a thing.
Like, this is not as fun as Miami Beach.
Nah, not even as fun as Fort Lauderdale.
Beach. My wife, not so much. She was like, "We need to go. You need to go." I was like,
"We
need to stay."
I wonder why. They're like, "Hey, clothes optional.
We need to stay. We need to stay.
You can wear them. We're not going to tell you not to wear them."
Yeah. This little strip of cloth, good enough.
Yeah. Sometimes not even that.
An accessory.
Yeah, basically.
Just say you're a fitness model and they'll let you do whatever you want to do.
I'm an influencer.
Yeah. This is
all right.
TikTok.
Enough of this madness. Donnie, get us through the news.
Yeah, it won't take long. I got a TikTok, but for your audio only folks, you'll be missing a lot of the context, but I don't know. We'll see how you guys react to this.
That was the most depressing shit I've seen today.
My wife told me she thinks I need to go to therapy because I keep sending her these very traumatic, depressing TikToks like that. And she's like, Jesus, what's going on?
Get help.
It's a cry for help.
Okay. News. Street Fighter 6 is having a showcase next week on the 20th. It'll be hosted by Lil Wayne. It'll be over 30 minutes long. And
I want to watch that.
From the YouTube video says, not only will there be details on World Tour, Battle Hub, and Fighting Ground, but there will also be some big news at the end of the show.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that. That's gonna be
that should have been the damn State of Play instead of Final Fantasy.
No,
give me a Street Fighter. Give me a Street Fighter State of Play with Lil Wayne.
Speaking of
have
that,
you ever heard Lil Wayne like talk like in interviews?
Yes. I couldn't imagine wanting to listen to 30 minutes.
It's gonna be so hilarious.
It's gonna be a train wreck.
Wow.
Yeah, they go Lil Wayne. They go YU. Okay, what else? Else you want to say, Wayne? Nah, that's Ryu and Ken. Like, fuck you talking about?
Are you sure he knows all the characters' names?
He knows Ryu, Ken, and Chung Li. Yeah,
it's gonna be
called herself that.
Definitely gonna be Chung Li.
Yeah, Chung Li.
Chung Li, not Chun Li. Chung Li.
Yeah.
Dev said Final Fantasy 16 is getting a state of play. That's all I wrote down. I don't know when it is.
That's all we
I don't
need to
know
talk
why.
about. It doesn't matter.
I just wrote it down.
We don't care.
You guys excited? No?
I'm excited for the game. I just don't care about the state of play. What else can they tell us? They done showed us so much of this goddamn game. This point, just give us the game.
I think
Wasn't
people will
like a
say
demo
the
of this game
opposite.
for one point?
When does it come out?
Oh.
Like in a couple months, I think.
It's not on my list. I know the state of play is the 13th. I was just
Oh, you
glad that it
love
wasn't
Final
on my
Fantasy.
birthday. No, I love Final Fantasy VII. That is the beginning and
That's
the
the
end
one
of
he
it.
loves.
Oh, okay. Now I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm starting to get like flashbacks. Like,
June 22nd.
oh, well, that's soon then. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You don't need this now.
People are very
Interesting.
excited about it. I don't give a shit.
I imagine this isn't the state of play PlayStation fans are hoping to see.
I
Not
mean,
at all.
people in our Discord were very excited.
Oh, okay. I don't.
There's
I
people
don't go
that
in
are really
room, so I
excited for
don't
this
know.
game.
Yeah,
Oh, I
game
know
looks
there's
great.
people excited for the game. That I know. That's why I was a little surprised to see both of you being like, "Who cares?" I was like, "Really?"
Guys,
I care
you
about
know.
the game. I feel like we've seen enough. I just want the game now. Just like the AEW game. We've seen enough of the AEW game. Stop showing me the goddamn game and give me the game.
I'd like for the Final Fantasy to hurry up
Tony
and come
Khan said
out
it's done.
so I can be done with it. Like, just come out so it can go away.
Tony Khan said it's done, Delvin. He's like, it's finished.
Yeah, and then they came out and
finished.
said, no, it's not.
Then the devs came out and said, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
Fucking
What a
this
wild
game is
little-
not coming out no time
Tony
soon.
Khan is something else, man.
He's a special individual.
So I'll do the headlines and then we'll talk about the one news story. Zelda is getting a final trailer tomorrow. That should be exciting. I know a lot of people keep wanting, I guess, a story trailer. They want to relive Breath of the Wild. I'm totally fine with the marketing for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom so far. I'll watch it. Honestly, if I wasn't doing Shaq, I probably wouldn't. I'm just kind of like good on Zelda. Like I'm ready to just play Zelda. But
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it
Yeah.
for Shaq just so I can say that I liked it or whatever. Joseph Staten is leaving
He left, didn't he?
Halo and Microsoft. Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he left.
So
He
people
gone.
were so excited when they brought him back. They thought he was going to fix Halo Infinite and everything. He left. He's gone.
Come on back to
He
Bungie,
is.
baby.
The Verge with a report out today saying that Sony is hiring people for a renewed cloud gaming push. They've got all kinds of different roles and positions. I guess they're hiring like 20 jobs. I skimmed through the article. I didn't look too much into it.
Yeah, we don't care. It's fine.
I was thinking about that handheld since last week.
Mm-hmm.
Portable thing. Maybe this is going to be a part of it. Maybe it never exists. Who knows?
That's what the article was
That's what I was
leading to.
thinking.
That they were going to be
okay.
trying to push for PlayStation Now more capabilities
Inside the handheld.
possibly
Because we talked
inside
about it
the
last
handheld.
week. If that handheld can't stream like while you're away
Yeah.
from your console, that's
That's gonna suck.
yeah. I mean,
that's
that's
trash.
that is almost pointless. But if it can stream games from your console and away, now we're talking about a different. We're talking about something a little bit more there.
But I still
Here's the
gotta
thing
have
I wanted to
internet.
ask. I wanted to ask you this. And I don't know why I didn't think about it. I was cutting the grass. I'm just chewing on things. What if they market this handheld with the screen in it? What if they just market it like as a controller? What if they're like, hey, you can play your PlayStation 5 with this? We don't know what it looks like. I'm assuming it's a DualSense with a damn screen in it. So what if they market it? They're like, hey, this is a new controller you can buy from us for $200, like the Edge. And unlike the Edge that does all this performance stuff, this one has a screen in it. And let's say you're sitting on your couch in a different room, you can play your PlayStation 5 with this controller.
So we're turning the PS5 into the Wii U.
I mean, yeah, but
The Wii S5.
but it is a PS5 and not a Wii U.
The Wii S5. I love it.
I'm
I
just
still don't give a
thinking.
shit.
I didn't think you would, but like, suddenly, I guess it started to change what I was thinking about the things that I said last week. Like, oh man, if it's just remote play only, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But like, if they were like, yeah, it can stream, but it is also just a controller. Like, you can just play your PlayStation 5 with it. Like, that's not a terrible idea just to sell a different controller. Like, you're kind of upselling a controller, right? And they probably don't have to put a whole lot in there to put the screen inside of a DualSense. Like, there's something there, maybe, right?
Not none for me.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody want it.
I tried.
I mean, plus,
I tried. I
you
gave it my best.
you're probably gonna lose all the haptics, all the things that make the controller actually good.
Oh, I had to imagine it would still do that, but yeah, good point. I don't know. Just a crazy thought I had in my head.
Yeah, you live in that Wii U life. It makes sense. I see where
do
you're
love
going.
my Wii U.
I see what you're putting down. I'm just not picking it.
See, you're thinking Wii U, and honestly, I mean, I understand exactly why you're saying that, but I'm thinking like, oh, hang on a second. Dude, it would be fucking dope though if it could do like dual screen game. Like if you could have like your map and shit on it while you were playing PlayStation, that would be fucking awesome. It won't.
I don't want to look down at the controller for the map. I've never understood.
That's not where I wanted to. That's not where I wanted to go with this. The thing I was going to say is, you say Wii U, but in my head, I'm thinking Dreamcast.
Because the Tamagotchi?
Not just because of it, but like the idea. The idea is like, hey, you have your controller, but then you can also take it and play with you on the go, right? Like I'm thinking of it like the Wii U never did that. This could possibly do that. Right? Because the Wii U, you couldn't take your controller with you and play something. This you could.
That's correct.
Right? So it's like, if you think of it like that, if you think of it less like a portable, it's less of a Switch competitor, it's less of a Steam Deck competitor, and you think of it more as like an enhanced controller, like at the right price, it's kind of neat. It's not like it's like a companion. It's like a companion accessory.
It's a companion. I gotta have Wi-Fi. I gotta hope that Wi-Fi doesn't suck.
Look, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just trying to say, like, if let's say it was $199, if they're marketed like as a controller, it's like an extra controller. Because like think about it, you could spend $70 on another controller, right? Is it 70? So how much controllers cost these days? Okay, yeah, it's 70 on another controller, or $199, and you can get this controller that you can stream some games to. You can play from your couch. You know, like it's got a little extra to it.
Rejected.
All right, I tried. Honestly, if Xbox had like something like that, like a pitch like that, I might be interested. Probably not, because I'm going to buy an actual portable. But like, I get the appeal. And I think that's
yourself on it. Just as soon as you said it.
I think that's why everybody is like rejecting it, because portables are like kind of all the rage, and nobody's doing this, right? Like in a world without portables, this is cool. In a world with portables, this sucks.
Basically,
you just nailed the problem.
That's the problem.
Like, that's cute. But we already have Steam Deck, and your games are on there. They may not run good, but they're on there.
Oh yeah, one of them doesn't run at all.
At all, not even a little bit.
So I only bring this out because I'm ready to be heard again. Sunsoft has scheduled another YouTube video next week called Sunsoft is Back 2. You two probably don't remember this, but a year ago they had a video called Sunsoft was Back, where I was potentially hoping, and I shared it on the Reddit, other people were with me, potentially hoping that maybe Sunsoft would mention the word clock tower again. They apparently own the rights to this, and it didn't turn out. They remastered like some NES game that nobody's ever heard of. I'm sure somebody's heard. I've never heard of it. And it was nothing.
Video game. I bet you.
I don't even remember.
I remember.
Was it the one that I wanted?
I do too.
Well, yeah, I do too. Right, Sunsoft Batman.
Yeah,
that was one.
That's the one. You guys remember other ones? Because that's the only one I know.
Addams Family, they did.
Yep. Spy Hunter, Spy Kid.
That was good.
Yeah.
Addams Family was pretty good.
Was it good?
Addams Family was pretty good.
Batman
I think
game
they did Arrow the Acrobat or something like that. I think that's what it was known for at one point.
They also did the original Blaster Master.
I knew. Yeah, that I knew. I've never been that into Blaster Master.
I love that game. It was so fucking hard. Ugh.
You and Kevin. So during their last video, the Sunsoft is Back 1, they announced these two NES games, but then they said, just in there, they had like a little Japanime character. They said, we have so much more to say, but we can't say it now. And then they go, we didn't even tell them about the remaster. So apparently Sunsoft is remastering something. Nobody knows what it is. I have my doubts that we'll ever hear them ever actually say the words clock tower. But if you're looking for any hope at all, check out Sunsoft's YouTube next week, because apparently you're going to talk about something, and perhaps maybe they say something about a remaster of some game.
How is Sunsoft even still around? That's something.
Yeah.
Blaster Master, maybe. I'm trying to think of look at stuff they can probably remaster that's theirs.
Dark Eclipse. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, we all know they're never going to get the license of Batman again, but I would love a remaster of that Batman game.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
really fun.
It's got to be a complete are you remastering NES games?
That's what they did the last time they remastered NES games. That was the thing. Anyway.
What the hell did they remaster?
I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just threw it out there. We've given this enough time. The news that everybody wants to talk about, I imagine, is today Redfall came out to say that the game will run on consoles at 30 FPS. And I presumed Twitter's on fire. I don't know. I haven't been over there. But I've seen several threads pop up into Reddit, and so I can only imagine how bad it is over there. I saw some
Twitter's on fire.
I saw people talking about it in our
perfect.
Discord. I've refrained from really talking about it yet, but
I mean, my Twitter wasn't on fire. I mean, I saw a couple of things about it, but it's funny because it was in relation to Jedi Fallen Order because they come out so soon. And basically, the little bit of talk I saw was, well, looks like I'm going to be locking it in for Jedi Fallen Order and not buying Redfall. That's all I really saw.
I didn't see none
but
of that.
Why would you buy Redfall? I only saw like 2 or 3 tweets of that, but that's really all I saw.
Interesting. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's probably just I'm paying attention to Xbox, but like on the Xbox Reddit, there are people who are like, we need to delay the game, like huge threads about it. Like there are people sharing tweets from like, I'll call them influencers, like YouTubers, journalists, thing that they should delay the game. But before we get into it, let me just read a couple of questions. Go to a couple of questions. Lowroll said, I just need to know Donnie's thoughts of the Redfall situation. I know he was high on this game and has been a stickler of FPS. Current pulse check. And then Barrett writes in, with the Lakers making the playoffs and KD coming back from injury, I must ask, what do you think about Redfall running at 30 frames on the Xbox?
I can tell you what we think. We don't give a fuck because we're playing it on PC, baby. 30 frames ain't a thing.
People haven't caught on to this yet, but we've already had this realization. We had this realization a long time ago. Consoles aren't that great, guys. I've been trying to tell y'all for like a year.
Yep.
I feel like longer than a year.
I
feel like it's yeah. I don't care. I'm not playing. I was never playing this game on Xbox, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yep. Pulse check is still going strong. Very strong pulse.
I'm excited for this game. I am over the moon for it. I've been watching Bethesda released a gameplay video like earlier this week. I've watched that. I've been watching, they're doing character trailers. So each character is getting their own trailer. And for the first time, honestly, ever, I think I'm considering playing as the sniper. There's a sniper, is like Deadshot or whatever.
You're playing the sniper?
Yeah, his character trailer looked awesome. I was like, this is cool. Like, I like his abilities way more than the telekinesis girl. I think a lot of people are like her. She's got like a shield and she can like spawn like a phone booth that like springs her into the air. It's like a very, it's a very builder, you know, magical. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. But the Deadshot guy, not only does he get all the weapon stuff, but he can go like invisible. So like they showed him, like he just goes invisible and just walks into a camp and like sets off the alarm. Like nobody can see. I was like, that's cool. Like there's stuff like that he can do that. I mean, he's got a bird. He's got like a raven. I'm like, I got to see the other ones, but he might be my go-to at the moment.
I'm playing as the black chick.
That's the telekinesis girl. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still playing as her.
I mean, I would imagine like, do you play like kind of that class in Destiny? Like the one that's like super fast and got magic and stuff? Okay.
No.
The only thing that would pull me away from it is if one of them pops out and it's like, this is me kicking ass with a huge shotgun and I kick people in the face. Like barring
that's what I'm
like
waiting for. Where's that guy?
Barring,
that's going to be you.
That's going to be me. But unless if that doesn't come, then I'm going to play as this guy. But look, I mean, yeah, Redfall on 30 FPS on console is, I mean, it's not great, right? You don't want it to be that
weird. Way. I was shocked to see that because it's like y'all been working on this long enough to where
I'm not though. See,
like 30 frames, like, but the thing is, they're working on the performance mode. Like, why is it already there?
Right, we talked about this with Gotham. Yeah. We talked about this with what's that other game that was running 30? There've been a few of them. And Digital Foundry,
but to not even have a performance mode is what's more shocking. Like to have,
it's true.
The fidelity mode, yeah, I get it.
I'm wondering why they're not. Because we've seen the game running in 4K, I mean at 60, because most of the footage they've released is at 60, which is on PC. So I'm I'm not should we be concerned that it doesn't run great on PC?
Maybe.
Like maybe that footage is just like really well tailored, and maybe that's not like the experience.
That's possible. I mean, but the hands-on previews, everybody's enjoyed it. So
maybe it's very like CPU dependent.
Could be. It's hard to say.
I think back to that Digital Foundry thing that came out where they were trying to like tell people, it was like a year ago. They were telling people like, hey, just get used to more 30 FPS games. Like it's gonna come. And people like didn't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear it. That's why I bought a PC. But I think I mean I don't think this is the last time we're ever gonna hear about it. I think
not at all.
I can't see says maybe they make a performance mode later. They said performance mode will come after launch. Which
but that's the thing. They're making so many things later. Like you got the performance mode coming later. They're getting rid of the online only component later. They're adding some other matchmaking stuff because right now it's like if you're the host, you have progression. If you're not the host, you don't get any progression. They're adding stuff like that later. So I think that's why people are asking for it to be delayed because it's like you have all these features that should have been there in day one that aren't there. So why not?
So let's talk about that. I want to address just that specific part because I was talking in the Reddit with her a little bit earlier about that. The people that I've seen today talking about this game needs to be delayed is strictly because they want a 60 FPS mode. Mm-hmm. I think that's selfish. I can't believe we're in a world today, and I love 60 FPS, but I can't believe we're in a world today where we are telling developers we want you to delay the game completely because you're not giving it to me the exact way that I want it. Like
if it wasn't a first-person shooter game, I would be inclined to agree with you. But I think
you realize that the option exists to just not play it until the 60 FPS mode comes.
I was going to say that.
Like, there's totally an option here where you just don't play it.
Just delay playing the game. That's all. Yeah. Just don't play the game.
Why would you stop anybody else from playing the game too instead of you just not playing it?
The reason why they say that is because this is one of those games where it's like you either get in when it's there or there's no audience for it. So I think that's another part of it.
That's asinine.
I think another thing is we are all going to be playing it single player. A lot of the people who are asking for this are going to be trying to play it co-op.
Look,
so
I'm not arguing with wanting 60 FPS, but to act like I would never call for anybody to delay a game because of that. When here's the other thing.
Both sides. I see both sides.
We've talked about it with Rob 3000. What if it's a good 30? We've talked about that too. Maybe it's really good. Who knows? It's 4K 30 on Series X. It's 1440 30 on Series S, which I actually is pretty impressive for Series S.
That is impressive. I'm just shocked that they just didn't do a 1080p 60. Like I think
that's the thing. It's like, why not just cut it down? Just cut it down and have a 60 and just improve on the 60. Yeah. But as I always have said since before these consoles launched, when given an opportunity, developers will push fidelity.
So my question is,
you need a specific developer that pushes performance, and not many do.
Do they want more time to improve upon it, and they're just having to be pushed out for this date? Like, I wonder if that's the case. Is it one of those things where it's like, man, we want more time to do all this, but we got to make this date. Like, we don't have any other options.
The thing that I would say is it's already been delayed.
Yeah.
Right. So at some point in time, whether it's right or wrong, you run out of time. Like, you gotta. I don't know. Maybe the pre-orders aren't like super stellar, so they don't think it's going to matter. That's the other thing that I did say.
Ever be stellar on Game Pass?
Here's the thing that I said. Maybe preloads. I don't know how they measure that, but what I said in the Reddit, and I don't know if our listeners will agree with me. Low rule. If anybody wants to chat with me, we can chat about it tomorrow on the Discord. But there were the threads about this in the couple Reddits that I am into were exponentially longer and had more people commenting in these threads than any of the other threads that I've seen about Redfall. And I am certain that a lot of people that are very angry and tweeting and all this were never going to play Redfall to begin with.
Yeah, more likely.
People seem predisposed to wanting to dance on this game's grave. Like, people just don't like it. They haven't liked it since it was shown. They didn't like it when they thought it was Destiny. They didn't like it when they found out it wasn't Destiny. Like, I don't know what it is about this game, but they just don't want to like it. Like, the general populace just doesn't want to like Redfall. I was listening to Game Mess, and Mike Minotti was like, Redfall's in trouble. It was like in trouble? Like, that's where we're going? Like, it's a disaster now because it's at 30? It's only at 30 on console.
Right.
You know,
the
like,
whole audience people are going to be paying 60 with no problem.
If you care that much, where you're like, these game needs to be delayed, because maybe you should think about getting a PC. I did. I know that's not going to hear. I know you got a console, but as I learned, made the wrong bet. I thought the console was going to be a great, expert level PC ability too, and it wasn't.
Yep.
And I moved on. But I'm sure
it'll come and it'll be better. And the weird thing about these consoles is like this development and everything with COVID and everything got pushed back. So these consoles will probably eventually be able to be so much better. We just ain't there yet. And yeah, like it's so funny when you say like maybe there's not pre-orders and stuff and all of that. It's like the game is coming to Game Pass, so it's like, are there even really pre-orders for this game? Like it's
however
they're
free. Judging it. I don't know how they might judge.
And what also frustrates me is like, did you really need to say that you're not going to play it now because it's at 30? You could have just kept that shit to yourself. Like
you could just not play it.
Yeah, just all right.
Yeah. You could just not play it. But that never is the option. The option is to tell other people why you're not playing.
Yeah, we just gotta hate and just talk so much shit on everything.
But I will tell you why I am playing it. And Dev knows this because I've been sharing Redfall stuff with him privately. Like, this isn't an act. I think this game looks fun as fuck. Every time I see it, I'm like, this looks great. It's horror Far Cry. I am here for it. I can't wait to play it. I'm very excited. I wish it was coming sooner, or I wish it wasn't so close to Tears of the Kingdom. I wish I had just a little bit more room to play it a little bit more. But this news doesn't bother me outside of the fact that maybe it's a little rocky at launch, which, look, is it ideal? No. Is it unique? No. The Last of Us is barely playable on PC. Like, it's not unique. This happens in video games all the time. And I think maybe having adopted PC as my main platform, maybe I've gotten more used to that. Maybe that's a bad thing. Because I've had a lot of rocky games launches. Like, there are plenty of games. There was the Evil West, right? Yeah. That game was rocky. Like, there's so many. How many podcasts have I come here and been like, it's not so great right now. I'm going to give it a week or two. And who knows?
That's the PC experience.
Exactly. Who knows how long it takes for them to get it up and running. And I'm sure people will hate it. But here's the thing is from my experience from this game being shown, from my experience on Twitter about this game, from listening to the podcast, let's do it now on Reddit, it just seems like a lot of people just don't want to like this game. I don't know why, but it's just a lot of people just don't want to like this game. And I feel like it's almost like they're just looking for a reason to tell people why they don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like unnecessary. All this news means is that me and Donnie are going to be playing it in glorious 60 frames per second.
Playing by ourselves, 60 frames.
And Delvin will be playing in 30.
It's the same thing with it's the same thing with
not care whatsoever. Like, whatever.
It's the same thing with Ghostwire. It's the same thing with Cyberpunk. It's like, it's so hard to talk about games when the experience can vary so different based on the variables that are in play.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
My experience with Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm convinced is different than most people's experience with Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a completely different game. I played the game at 4K with ray tracing turned to the max at 60 frames a second. It's a completely different experience.
Yep.
But I value that. Like, I want that experience when I sit down in front of my TV or I sit down on my desk. That's why I paid for the PC.
Yeah.
That's not what the consoles are giving you.
Man, I wish we could find a way to like co-stream the game together. Like, if we ever get a session, so we can show people what it looks like for Delvin to play it on his little rinky-dink console.
We're playing Redfall. He looks like he's playing Alone in the Dark, like on NES.
Exactly.
he's like Delvin's like, Xbox really needs to find some people who know how to play games, man. Like, this shit looks like trash on Steam Deck. I don't know. I played Last of Us 2 at 30, and I thought that game was really great.
30. Yeah.
So I don't mean to just. I would never.
That and Ghost of Tsushima at 30 were fucking fantastic.
Yeah, which is a long way to say that, like, I always want to play at 60. I am a stickler for 60. Low rule is absolutely right. But if the best you can play is at 30, like play it at 30. Like if you really like a game, play the game. Don't, but if you want to hold out, like I don't see why not. Like, yeah, just wait for it to come. It's not like you have a lack of things to play. Dead Island 2 is coming out, Jedi is coming out, Tears of the Kingdom, like you've got plenty to play. Play something else. Come back to Redfall.
You don't have to be.
But go push for delay. I want you to delay the game for everybody.
Right.
That's all.
For everyone. Like what?
Yeah.
I mean, they could just, do like they do the Switch, release it on PC and delay it for Xbox.
That's true. Yeah. They do. I mean, look, you say that as a joke. That's exactly what they do with like Age of Empires. Like they have games that they actually do that with. I'm playing Everspace 2, or I played for like 15 minutes Everspace 2 because it came to Game Pass on PC. Right? Like I'm going to play it. I want to play more of it because I really liked that game, the first one. So yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that's what people wanted to hear. Maybe they think I'm being soft because it's Redfall. I probably am.
No, you're not being soft at all because you're not. You don't have to play it on console. So
I'm not. I haven't played anything on my consoles in so long. Like I haven't played anything on my Xbox in, I don't know, months. Like I'll probably play the Forza DLC on console because unlike PC, Forza is way better on console than it is on PC. It's a mess on PC. I don't know why.
I blame
optimization
and all that. Xbox launcher.
I have incredible load times on Forza. I have terrible controller support on Forza. Like Forza Horizon on PC is not as good as experience as I've had on console. On console, it just works. And I've never had that experience on PC. So when I get ready to play the DLC, I'll probably play that on console. But outside of that, I haven't played much of anything on console in a minute.
Yeah. And you've got a glorious rig, then consoles just kind of sit there.
I want to build another one.
No, you don't.
Kind of do.
No, you don't. You don't.
I really want the.
Anything.
I want the Asus. That's what I'm.
Yeah, exactly.
I want the Ally. I want the mobile dock. Like I want. That seems like a sweet
That's not
experience.
building. That's not building anything. You just want the thing fully assembled and ready to go.
What it is I don't want to wait for the Ally, so I keep like looking for that Valhalla case. I keep hoping one day I'll just find it. But
you're gonna find it. It's just gonna be really expensive.
I'm not paying that.
It's too expensive. When your case is the cost of a GPU, it ain't worth it.
Too much. Yeah, that could be money put down for the Ally GPU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Ally GPU, Delvin? You have any idea what we're talking about?
I have no clue what y'all talking about.
Okay, there is a box. Think of like a dock. Think about if your Steam Deck. All right, like let me put it in different terms.
Put it in Delvin terms.
If you came to sit down at your TV. And you had a box that plugged into your Steam Deck, and then you could play all of your things on your Steam Deck at 4K on your TV. Like, would you be interested in something like that?
Yeah.
The Allied has that. Like, that exists. Like, the Ally has a little box you can plug into, and you can just play shit.
The little shitty dock that you have for your Steam Deck that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
The Ally has a dock that does everything.
It does everything. It's like 4K, it boosts all the frames. Like, it's just super powerful. Yeah. It's expensive. It's very expensive, super expensive. But one day it may not be so expensive, and like it's pretty cool if you're looking.
It's gonna always be expensive.
I'm gonna get a used one or something. Like I'm not paying. Like, that's absurd. Ain't nobody doing that.
And it's a dock.
It's an eGPU, so it's a mobile graphics card that you connect to the portable
Think of like a
system.
hard drive. You ever plugged a hard drive into like your console or PC, like an external hard drive? It's like that. Yeah. It looks like a little external hard drive, and you plug it into your console to make your console play better.
So, okay, I think I see this thing now.
It's cool, man.
I'm looking it up. Okay,
it may be the best way for you getting to PC gaming as well, Delvin.
It's interesting that the Steam Deck doesn't have that. It's very odd.
They were just trying to make a handheld. They don't want to do all the extra stuff. Maybe Steam Deck 2 will have something like that. Who knows?
Do you think Xbox missed the boat with the Series S and it not being like a handheld?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
I think them making what it is was kind of brilliant.
Because these handhelds, now obviously the price is way different, right? They're selling the Series S for like pennies. It's like a Wii. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's so affordable. You could never do that with a
buying
portable.
Christmas gifts last year. I bought
But
like
these
3 of them.
portables are getting very close to like Series S territory, and they're on the go, like they're handheld. Could you imagine? Like, just I know it makes no sense monetarily, but like, could you imagine if they were like, here's the Series X, and then here's like the Series Portable?
But they're like, we do that on everything already through Game Pass.
I know.
So,
just a thought I had.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the news.
Did anybody submit bumpers for questions?
Not a one. Not even
Look
a
here.
little bit.
Look here, people.
Not even a little bit.
You failed me. All of you, all the 7 of you failed me miserably. All right.
7, definitely.
Get your shit together. Get me some goddamn bumpers for questions. All right.
We didn't even get
Somebody
93 stuff.
We get you guys.
We can't even do the. We can't even do the gold coin bumper.
Yeah,
we're not doing that no way. Till we actually get
nothing
tapes.
To bump to.
He's not getting the bumper.
Nothing to bump.
Imagine if we had the tapes and we had nothing from Rude Days. Man. Then what? What a conundrum!
You know what? I'm gonna say we have the tapes.
And too
I
late.
couldn't play them.
You missed out. You missed your
chance. The bumper.
Rejected.
Rejected. God, NBA Jam is so good. You know, speaking of that, because we were talking about the cabinet earlier, I played my golf game a bit. I played a lot of Golden Teeth the past week as well.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
I dusted it all off and got on, and I was playing that the other night for a couple hours.
Trying to get the funk of PGA off you, right?
Like,
funk of what? This game.
The funk of PGA.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, that's
He's
probably
like, fuck this game.
Not like
going back to the classic.
Not intentionally, but maybe subconsciously. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the questions, fellas. John 32 says, which news story of the past year do you hate more? 1, Switch 2 speculation. 2, Xbox Activision acquisition. Or 3, Jim Ryan's public statements.
I don't hate any of them. I like talking about them.
I hate the Xbox Activision acquisition. I'm just
so
ready for it to just be over.
Yes.
Like I'm just tired.
I agree.
Okay.
And I don't hate the acquisition. It's just that we've heard about it so much now.
And it's like so much nothing.
Yeah.
It's like the constant back and forth. Just pass the damn thing already so we can all move on with our lives.
Yes, and get something from it. Let's get the games and stuff. I don't want to keep hearing about this shit. This is like watching fucking divorce court and never getting the verdict. That's what this feels like. Just like fuck this. This is terrible.
Yeah. So there you have it.
I like seeing Jim Ryan's public statements. They're hilarious. Remember when he talked about throwing like day parties for his dogs and shit?
Oh my God. Somebody to take away his computer.
I mean, he's the most interesting of the 3 figureheads. He's the most interesting now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be Iwata and then like maybe Reggie and then they left. Right. And Phil's cool. Like everybody loves Uncle Phil, but interesting. I don't know if Phil's all that interesting. Jim Ryan's interesting. You know?
Yeah.
Like some of the statements he has made, you know, you're like, what the fuck's going on over there with him? Like, is he all there? Like, you know, he said some weird shit.
He's definitely missing something up there. You never know what you're going to get from him. So he's definitely probably the most interesting.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from him in a while. Somebody must have taken away his
definitely
ability.
by default.
Yeah.
Ever since it was the last time he said he didn't want a deal. He wanted to block their deal. I think it was the last thing we heard from him.
Yeah.
That probably didn't go over well.
Like, all right, we're taking away all your outgoing communication.
Notice like 2 weeks later, the CMA was like, yeah, we don't think this is that bad anymore. It's like, I bet they're back there like, dude, we can't keep defending it when you say shit like that. Shut up.
John 32 also says, only evaluating the first 4 months of this calendar year, what's the better subscription service, Game Pass or PS
Game
Plus
Pass.
Extra? Game Pass.
Game Pass.
This is Game Pass.
Not even a question.
Yeah, nobody wants non-essential games. What is this?
I still
What
love
is
that. It's
this?
one of my best things I've ever done.
It is by far the best
PlayStation
thing. I
non-essential
absolutely
games.
love it. I love it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have a PlayStation. I don't pay attention half the time, as this podcast has been proven. I don't even know like the games that come to which service. I have a hard time telling which ones are like available to everyone or just available to the richies. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
just-
think
It's Game Pass.
I
It's
think
Game Pass.
PlayStation has had a lot of good games. I can only think
They do.
of like Sackboy and like aren't like all the Bethesda games apparently in PlayStation non-essential games. Like they're all
Are
there.
they?
they just
I
added
feel like they're
Wolfenstein
always getting
2, I think.
I feel like every time we update, there's like always a Bethesda game in there. And I feel like that's purposeful because like Jim Ryan was like, they're taking away all of our games. And like every time since then, there's been a Bethesda game in like every update. But I mean, Game Pass is having one of its best years. And I feel weird saying that because I'm not playing any of it. I haven't played a Game Pass game in a bit. And it's not like it's not purposeful, and it's not because it's bad. It's just I'm playing other games. Like the games that I've been interested in playing that have been keeping my attention just don't happen to be the ones on Game Pass. But like this year for Game Pass, we got Hi-Fi Rush, 007, like all the Persona games came out to Game Pass, right? That was this year?
Yeah.
Was it last year?
That
I think it
was
was
this
this year.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's huge. There's that Samurai Dark Souls game thing that came out that was a thing for a minute, right?
Sure.
Long.
They came in the Game Pass?
Yes.
Yeah, day one. We know that Ghostwire is coming. We got all the sports games, right? We got the show. We got
Yeah.
Madden,
That's what I was gonna
F1.
That alone is worth it.
Yeah.
Like
Monster
we have to pay
Hunter.
for the show.
Yeah, for me,
PlayStation have to pay for the show.
it's just the fact
That
that
is still
nothing I want
crazy
to play
that exists.
has ever come to extra or essential or extra or plus.
That is-
Like
that-
I don't care about any of that. It's all so
That
late.
is
Like
so
even this
wild.
month, it's like Kina is coming to extra. I'm like, but that already came to regular. So like that doesn't do anything for me.
Well, you get it again now. Congratulations.
No, I
You
don't
own
need
it
it again.
twice.
I already have it.
I still want to play that on my PC. I got it. I just haven't got back to it. That's another one I want to replay. That game is great. For those of you that have whatever tier Dev is describing, play Kina. It's an amazing game.
I think it's extra. And then it's weird because they're now putting PS4 games in like the essential, not the essential, the premium plus. What the fuck is it called, Delvin?
This is so
don't
fucking
know.
confusing. Every
Mega
time we talk
super
about this,
tier.
It's
and here's the thing.
essential, extra, premium, right?
Here's the problem with this.
That's
I don't
correct.
know.
Every time we talk about it, I get confused. And it's not confusing. There's 3 tiers. You think it's not that hard to remember. The problem is that they've picked 3 terms to describe 3 tiers that feel
That
like
makes
they're
no
synonyms
sense.
of each other. It's hard to tell which one is the best and which one is the worst. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't fucking know which tier the games are coming to.
Yeah. It's so weird that they put like PS1 games and stuff in the most expensive tier. I'm like, why would I want to
Yeah,
pay
it's
more
backwards. It's like the opposite
for
of what Nintendo did.
PS1 games?
I don't get it.
Yes.
But on the
Essential,
Game Pass
extra,
side,
and premium.
that's from bottom to top.
Yes.
Yeah. Essential
Okay.
is just regular PS Plus.
That's
Extra
plus.
is where
Correct.
you get PS4 games and
Why
stuff.
didn't they just leave it, call it PlayStation Plus, and then do
I don't.
PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium?
Because they're stupid.
I don't get it. Yeah,
You know
it's,
what?
it's not good, guys.
This
It's
goes
not
back to
good.
what I said earlier. Names fucking matter.
Wow, look at
Goddamn.
it. Full circle. He's got us. Damn. It would have made more sense, though, if they had Plus, Extra, and Max. If it was PlayStation Max,
Yeah.
I'd understand. It's the
That would have made
highest Max.
way more
That
sense.
made perfect. Way
I get
more
it.
sense.
The Max.
Plus
the Max
extra.
tier.
That would have made so much more sense than this essential extra premium. It just
I don't get it.
Yes, I
Um,
agree.
But on the
throw it
Game
in
Pass side,
trash.
we've got all of that, and we're still getting Redfall and Starfield and Motorsport
Yes.
and Age of Empires and I guess Stalker 2, if we ever hear about that game ever again. Planet of
Redfall.
Lana Replaced is at some point it's coming, you know,
Yep.
like so
Yeah.
it's a really good year.
Still can't believe we got
Redfall, Starfield.
Yeah, the
It's
show,
so many.
the show is such a
that is laughable.
it really
just-
is. It really is.
So sad. So sad.
Like, sucks if you're on the Xbox. Guess you got to pay for this shit.
Here's the thing: is like it's such a great exclusive, but like in Xbox,
It's not
I don't
exclusive.
know. But for me, like
It is.
I
It's
even
the
like
Game Pass.
the
Exclusive
game just
Game
came
Pass.
out. I really like.
Game Pass exclusive. Yo, PlayStation, y'all are a piece of shit. The fuck is up with that shit?
This is why Call of Duty is going to work, right? This is the case that you're being made for Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Game Pass exclusive.
That's really, really good, Delvin. That's funny. That got me. That game just came out, and I've always played it, and every year I've always played it. But like I've played it every year because it's just on Game Pass, and it's just expected to be there. And I'm like, I'll get to it. Like, it's like it's just it's there. Like I'll get to it. I'll get to it whenever I get there.
Yeah, I looked at that and said, nah, I'm not buying this on PS5 no more.
I think a lot of
Finally.
PlayStation-
I'm shocked. This is the one where you draw the line. This is the one.
Yes, this
Finally.
is it.
Oh my god.
They out here giving it on Xbox away for free. Y'all like, nah, you got to pay for it. Nah, fuck you. I'm not doing that. I will
This is
turn it
where he
on
draws the
my
line.
Game
All the
Pass
other
and
games that are on Game Pass that you go buy on PlayStation, the show is where you
Right.
draw the line.
This is where I draw the line. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is a blatant disrespect. This is like a habitual line stuff at this point. Like, motherfucker, you make the game.
It's got your logo on the box.
Your
You can't
logo.
even put it in
Like that.
non-essential. Like you
I was
can,
gonna say,
you can put it
shouldn't
in the
they just
non-essential
add it- They
tier.
should put it in their plus thing.
Premium.
You should put it in
it
premium
in
or
there?
extra. Well, no, it's not.
No.
Alright, which one? Which
you have
one's
to
the
buy
premium
it.
one?
$70.
Premium is the highest tier that has all
No,
like the
it
PS1
should be in
games.
the lowest tier. They should just put it on the service for all the people to play it, so at least more people are playing it there than elsewhere.
Then nobody's buying
More
it.
people have. Yes.
At this point,
Put it
I'd
on
be
the
trying
premium tier.
At this point, I would be looking more at retention than purchase.
I would put it in extra. Just be like, all right, well, it's an extra. Let me try to nickel
us a
and dime you
little
for
something.
something. Yeah.
What if they just sold it for like $20 on PlayStation?
Even that'd be still something.
That'd be better than what they're doing.
They should
like,
do
nah,
something. They're
y'all
like,
gotta
nah,
pay
Delvin might have bought it.
$70.
Yeah, I might have bought it for 20. You're like, nah, $70. Fuck you, PlayStation. You got
That'll
some
be a no
goddamn
for me,
nerve.
dog. That'll be a no for
You
me.
got some-
You've just made the best case for the Call of Duty thing. The case I've been making this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't need to be exclusive. Makes 0 sense to make it exclusive. Just put it in Game Pass.
No,
That is the
Yep.
exclusivity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed.
completely.
Paul Calico says, may I get y'all's opinion of brand new cherry flavor? It's a show on Netflix that I thought was really good. And how excited are you for Nemesis, flagship of the Decepticon Armada being produced?
Huh?
I don't know what
The
he's
fuck
talking
are you
about.
talking about?
I don't know.
We
what
talking
I
you're
about
heard
talking
brand new
about.
cherry is pretty good. I've heard.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Nemesis, flagship of the
Flagship of the
Decepticon Armada.
Decepticon Armada being
The
produced.
fuck is this?
I don't know.
Is this the Resident Evil movie that's going to be coming out?
I don't think so because if
It says Decepticon. That's
it says
Transformers,
Decepticon,
right?
so it's got to be some kind of Transformer thing.
Is it?
I've
You
never heard of
are
this.
our Transformer expert. We
Now I'm
look
gonna
to
look this
you
up.
for guidance. I don't know what the Yarden says. I don't know what those words mean. I don't know what
right,
those words mean.
basically. Me either. Yeah,
Good
I
question.
have no idea. I'm guessing the Nemesis is they're making the toy. Is my assumption.
So you can buy a ship, Transformer
Yeah.
ship. Delvin,
Yeah, that's
you
my
hype?
guess.
Oh, a what? A ship. the Decepticon. Oh, the Decepticons.
Ship, yes.
That's pretty
The
cool.
flagship of the Decepticon Armada. So I guess they're
Yeah,
making
their
that
ship.
a toy.
The
A
ship they,
boat or a
when they're
spaceship?
flying to Earth with the
Okay,
Autobots.
yeah.
The Autobots ship is called. I can't remember the name of it right now. The Decepticon. with the
Teletran 1?
Nemesis. Yeah,
Teletran 1, is that
that's the name of the
it's called?
computer system of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Teletran 1 is the computer system on it. Let me see. I didn't know this was a thing. Can I buy this?
Well,
shit?
now you do. You know you're gonna buy
Oh,
it. Thank you, Paul.
I'm looking at.
We
gonna
appreciate
be
you for
bought for him. It was a gift.
bringing a lot of words that we don't know to the show.
I don't know what any of that means.
We appreciate you. Only
That's-
Delvin knows
you know
this.
how I feel? I feel right now about Paul Calico's question Like I do every month when PlayStation drops more non-essential games. I'm like, I don't know. Apparently, if you just give them some money, you can play some of these sometimes. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Moving along, Broken Bear says, what's a movie that you hated on first viewing but has become one that you eventually liked?
I'd love to hear you guys' opinions because I don't think I have one. I don't know.
On first viewing, that's a good
I don't
question.
particularly rewatch movies that I think I hate.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something that I was forced to watch by my wife or something, but I can't think of anything where I'm like,
There's definitely
"Ooh, I hate
movies
this
that
movie."
grow on me over time, but I don't necessarily think I hate them.
You know what? The first Fast and Furious movie.
You
When
hated
I
it?
first watched
Really?
it, I didn't hate it. Like, this is fucking dumb.
I hate
But
it
the
too.
more
I still hate
Oh,
it.
I still hate
first
too.
one.
I still
first
hate
one's
too.
incredible.
First one's awesome.
But the first one I was like, this is kind of dumb. But then the more I watched it, all the little quirky things about it, I kind of love. Like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is
it's
kind of
great.
cool and kind of fun.
It's very nostalgic now to go back and
It is.
rewatch it. Yeah. You said 2. Was talking about Tokyo Drift or Too Fast?
2 is terrible.
Too
Too fast, too furious.
I hate that
When
movie. It's
It's
got
not
some
good.
great
Paul Walker
quotables,
stars
but I
you
hate
I
it.
like it, but it's not good.
I
We were
do
just
hate
talking
it.
about
His
this on
black
chat.
voice.
We're talking our favorite bad movies, and I didn't even mention that one. That's a great choice. Too Fast.
That's a
and
good
Furious?
question. Favorite bad movie?
It was one of my
Double
favorite
Team.
questions. It is one of my favorite questions that have ever been given. If you haven't listened to Shaq yet, I dropped like 15 movies. Rebecca didn't know a goddamn one, not a one. I felt so old.
The Expendables series.
I love finding a bad movie that I really enjoy. Like I love a good bad movie.
Everything made by Jean-Claude Van Damme in the 90s.
Dude,
That's
I
correct.
totally said Bloodsport. I was like, the
Bloodsport's
best good
fantastic.
bad movie.
Bloodsport,
I said
Lionheart,
Bloodsport. I said
Double Team
Roadhouse,
with
Team.
fucking
Double Team.
Rodman. Oh, man.
You
I
know
didn't
what?
even think of like
Masters of the
Steven Seagal
Universe
movies.
with
There's
Dolph
good
Lundgren.
ones.
That is a great, terrible movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I love them.
I might have that on Blu-ray.
I said
I love that
You
movie.
would. You
I don't
would
have my
that
list in
on
front of me.
Blu-ray.
I said oh god. I said Roadhouse, I said Bloodsport, I said Waterworld, I said a bunch of horror movies. One of my favorite horror movies, Night of the Comet. I ended on I
Kombat.
said Brink. You guys watch Brink, the roller skating movie? No.
I remember
And-
that.
They made
yeah,
a game
was
on that,
very
didn't
funny. And then I ended on Over the Top.
they?
That's a
Over
good
the
one.
top.
Over the
Oh,
Top.
man.
You should
a
have
good
seen
one.
me trying to explain the premise of Over the Top to
You
Rebecca.
gotta go over the top.
Let's see. Flash Gordon is one.
Now you're really old for that. You're
Kyle says Mortal
ancient.
Kombat. I
for-
said Mortal Kombat and
Flash
Street
Gordon.
Fighter. Said both of those.
Yeah, the one that came out like what 82 or something like that.
Yes, Delvin. You're extremely
Time
old
Cop.
for saying Flash Gordon.
Time Cop
Jesus
is a good
Christ.
one.
The Last
Yeah, but
Dragon.
The Last Dragon is just a good movie. I don't know what you mean by bad movie. The
I
Last
think it's a
Dragon
good
is just
movie.
good.
People
It's a
don't.
great movie.
I think it's fantastic, but I understand people don't like it.
I don't. Those people can
movies
go
that
to
I hated. Like I'm trying to think of movies that I don't like, and I still don't like them.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of if I don't like it, I don't like it. It didn't grow on me. Can't
Right.
think of a single solitary
Like I
movie. was
still
just
hate
ugh.
Avatar as much today as I did then.
I despise Avatar.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that
I
movie.
thoroughly enjoyed
Just
Avatar.
Terrible. Just
It's
terrible.
fucking terrible.
My kids
You know
What was
what?
that?
I have one. Batman versus Superman. I hated it when I saw it in theaters.
I didn't. I remember everybody did. And
I
I
hate
thought it wasn't
Oh,
that bad.
I never saw it. I still have yet
Yeah.
to see it.
We saw it in theaters. I remember my wife. We were in the car and she was like, "That wasn't that great." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But did you think it was the worst thing?" Or she's like, "No." I was like, "People hate this movie. Like they are big mad."
I hated it when I saw it in theaters, and then they said you got to watch the extended Ultra edition. They kept telling me to watch it, like, oh, it's not that bad.
You just blew my mind. What was the Avenger thing that they did with the Snyder cut? What's it called?
Yeah, that was
That's
Justice
not the
League.
Avengers. Justice
Right.
League.
The Thing. That's what I meant to say.
Zack
The
Snyder's Justice League.
Okay.
The 4-hour
When I-
movie.
Now I have an thank you so much. I have an answer. When I saw Justice Theaters,
No,
when I saw
doesn't
Justice
count.
League in theater, I was like, this movie sucks.
Doesn't
It was
count.
so
It's
bad.
two completely different movies. It's two
So much better with
completely
the
different
Snyder
movies.
cut. So much better with the Snyder cut.
Snyder cut is
Like,
great.
It is.
Because in the first time I watched this Justice League, there are entire movements, like acts of the movie, that have like no build or like you don't really know
Context.
why they're happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's
Shit
zero
just happens.
context. I'm like, what the fuck are we watching? I remember in the theater, I was like, it felt like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are
That's
they?
one of those movies. That's one of those movies where somebody sent it to me really early, and I got the one like, this is fucking terrible. I thought it was a mistake. I like, this can't be
Like
a
a
finished film.
bootleg?
But no, that's
Somebody went to the bathroom or
Yeah.
something middle. Yeah.
I thought somebody. I was like, somebody sent me a screener copy like 2 months in advance. I'm like, this can't be the real movie. This has to be some shit cut out of it. You know, that was the real movie. This is awful.
That's the best case I can make for an answer is that movie to the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut, I was like, this is actually, after seeing the Snyder cut, I was like, let them keep going. I want another one. Like, where does this go?
Yeah, Snyder Cut was pretty good. Snyder Cut was actually really good.
Really good. I
Long as fuck,
enjoyed
but it was
that.
really good.
They like
So-
basically
Trying to
told
make
you
Godfather.
like this. Apparently, on the editing floor before the Snyder cut, like on the original release, apparently they just cut out like all of Cyborg.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Like,
they
there's
cut him
no
out the
reason
movie.
for him to be there.
and he like
And
his
then in the
part
Snyder
makes
cut, you're
it's
like-
so important.
Oh,
Oh, he is the whole point of the fucking movie. It's just like cut him out. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm so glad
Yo,
you
I
brought
know
that
Josh
up.
Whedon got canceled for a whole bunch of shit, but he should have been canceled for that goddamn movie. That's what they should have canceled for first. Like, yo, I know he's like a
bad.
terrible human being, but he's also a terrible human being for that. Like
Yeah.
It was
that,
very
that
Yeah.
Justice League movie was terrible.
Awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that
I got nothing.
really. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Movies I don't like, I typically don't like them.
Yeah, and they stay that way. Like Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar's terrible.
Correct. And that what was that Moon movie?
Moon?
Oh, talk about a moon.
I forget what it was called, but that movie is the shittiest. That's the worst movie.
With Halle Berry?
Moon Crasher or some shit like that.
No. It's the end of the world movie where the moon is falling into the earth or whatever, and it is just fucking egregiously bad.
I have no idea
That
what
movie's
you're
awful.
talking about.
It is the Justice League of disaster movies.
I can't remember the name of it.
But yeah,
I remember seeing like this movie is
Not ringing any
terrible.
bells.
it's awful. It's terrible.
I'll be sure to not watch it.
That's my barometer for bad movie. Like that's the bar now. This is now the bar for the worst movie.
Okay. TPR says, I believe Philly can win it all in these NBA playoffs.
It's good
Sorry.
to have dreams.
Glad you
Yeah.
believe that.
Gonna be playing
They need
these full 7 games in each series starting from the second round, but I believe. Good for you. He says, is there anyone on this show that can see it happen?
Yes.
No, not at all.
I'm here for you, TPR. I believe there exists a chance. And let me tell you why. Here's how it happens. I'm gonna level with you, my man. I'm gonna shoot you straight. Like I only I can. There's no way in hell Philly gets through Milwaukee. It just isn't possible. Now, if somebody else can beat Milwaukee, or if Giannis gets hurt, if somebody else can beat them and get them out of the way, then I give Philly a shot. I would give Philly a chance at everyone else. I
See,
think
this is
Philly
what
can
you
beat
need, TPR.
Boston. I think
You
Philly
need
would beat the
Nancy
Cavs.
Kerrigan to come out there and hit Giannis in the leg.
Who could be Philly's
you may
Nancy
have a chance.
Kerrigan? Who could be Philly's Nancy Kerrigan?
I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly think Philly might lose to the damn Nets.
Who's that GM that they had that like tanked all the time?
I don't know. I don't
come
know
on.
many GMs at all. I don't know the names of GMs. I don't care about the GM. Let's see.
I forget his name. It was such a thing for a while because he just kept trading all of their picks. Sam Hinkie.
I remember that.
Hinkie could come out and be their Kerrigan. Like he could just.
But
come
if he's trading all their picks and everything, wouldn't he
no,
just
he's not the
sabotage
GM
them
anymore. He got
worse?
fired.
Right, but I'm saying if he's coming out, is he coming out to help Philly
Andre
or
Miller.
sabotage them worse?
Andre Miller comes out and just takes the knee, just sweeps
Just
the
takes
leg
it out.
on Giannis.
Just completely.
Yep. Nothing.
Why
There you go,
why
T-Bone.
Andre
Let's hope
Miller
for you.
of all people?
I'm just trying to find somebody a 76 or
Somebody expendable.
Yeah.
Somebody expendable. Somebody just can go out there just.
No,
Andre
Take out his leg.
Miller?
I failed you. I tried.
Andre Miller?
I don't know, man.
No, you just use like Mac McClung to do it or something. Like he's not even really a full
Oh, that's true.
player. Like
That's
the
he's
kid
like a
that, like,
2-way.
The Make-A-Wish
Duncan,
slam dunk
yeah.
guy.
See,
Yeah.
this is the thing. When they see him on the court, they know what the fuck he's coming to do. Like, this motherfucker's coming to injure somebody.
I think when they
This
see him on
motherfucker
the
hasn't
court,
played
they're
no
like,
minutes.
"Who let the fan down here, guys?
Right.
No autographs. Get like, you can't just do this."
You need somebody that they won't suspect. They see him on the court like, we know he up to something. This motherfucker hasn't played all season.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even know
yeah.
who's on their current roster.
I mean, you got Tobias Harris, you got PJ
I can't do
Tucker.
him. He's important. The
Yeah.
starters.
They don't have depth. Make Montrezl Harrell maybe make him do it. Like
Yeah, he could do it.
yeah, because
I
you
mean,
don't really
PJ
need
Tucker.
Trez.
He could come
Yeah.
over. He's a vet. He's everybody's friends. They're dapping
Yeah.
up, and then bam.
I mean, he
Right in the
did
knee.
play
There you
there.
go.
He did play there. So
See,
There you go.
he's got friends.
I mean, there's also like Shake Milton. I mean, that's just the name,
Yeah,
That's a good name.
right?
but they got to beat.
Solid name.
They
But
got to beat.
I actually
the Nets
believe in
first.
Philly. I believe in Philly. I don't know how many people do.
I believe in Joel.
I don't think
believe
they're
in
good
this
enough
team.
to beat. I don't think they're good enough to beat Milwaukee, but I think they're good enough to beat anybody else.
Boston.
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can beat Boston. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
What's Boston
I-
doing
Can
with
they
Embiid?
beat-
You think Horford's stopping
No,
anything from happening?
you don't. You're not even trying to stop Embiid. You let
They got
Embiid do
enough
his thing.
guys.
You
they
slow
got
down
enough
Harden.
Guys. They got
Who?
Maxey.
What no. I'm
on, man, he's good.
I'm not putting him. I'm not letting him put the team on his back. Just no.
Got Embiid. They got
Can
Harden.
you
They got
see the
Maxey. They got
Sixers beat
Harris.
anybody in the West?
So what you do is you let him beat score 50. You beat the hell out of Harden and slow him down, and the rest of the team has to step up. And I just don't see any of those players having the ability to do anything really.
That's fair.
That's a
That's
good
fair. I
point.
didn't say they'd be the favorite. I said it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm giving
I
hope.
don't see it happening.
I'm
I'm giving
excited
you
for playoff
no
basketball.
hope. No
Lakers
hope.
got through.
TPR.
Told you the trade was good. Your Lakers got through.
Yeah, they're just gonna get beat by the Grizzlies, so it doesn't really matter. They barely
I'm gonna
beat the
watch that
Timberwolves.
series. I think you got who's guarding Davis?
Davis is gonna hurt himself. He's gonna get splinters
That's just
sitting on the
planning
bench.
for him to take
He's going
himself
to
out.
hurt himself. The only way we beat the Grizzlies is if AD becomes Giannis, and he's just I don't believe in him at all.
AD might give you 35 a game, and that might be good enough.
It's possible,
Memphis has no,
but it's
size.
also probably
They're
yeah.
toast up front, man.
It's because Adams is still hurt. If Adams was there,
Right.
I'd give us even less chance.
Yeah, but without him, you have a chance.
Yeah, I don't believe in AD.
LeBron, playoff LeBron is a different LeBron. Like it's there. There exists a
Again,
chance. I
There's
would
no
not be
reason
surprised if the Lakers got through.
we should have destroyed the Timberwolves. We had to take them to OT.
But they got size. They got dudes.
They had one dude. They had Cat. Gobert wasn't there. They had another player.
On the opposite end, the Grizzlies pose a lot of their own matchup problems for the Lakers. How are you
They
going
ain't
to run
stopping
with
Ja.
all of those kids?
We can't.
There's a lot of them.
We can't.
They're
They're
everywhere.
gonna run us into the ground.
A lot of old dudes chasing a lot of young dudes. Doesn't
Yeah.
normally go well. It's not a recipe for success.
And if we beat
That is
them,
the
it's gonna be in 7 games, which means we're gonna be tired as shit facing the Kings or the Warriors, which doesn't bode well either way.
Yeah, the Lakers, the good part for the Lakers though is that LeBron has a way of dictating the pace. They slow the game down and really drag it out. I give them a really good chance.
I don't believe. What about your
5?
Heat, Delvin? Are they gonna beat the Bulls?
6?
No.
Maybe the
Never.
Heat have
I
Chicago.
don't think so.
I thought
Yeah,
Chicago
so
missed the playoffs.
No, Chicago got in the play-in tournament. They beat the Raptors, so now the Bulls of the Heat are playing for 8.
Yes.
Yeah, the Heat are going to beat the Bulls, right?
I think they should beat them.
They should have beat the Hawks.
Hang on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do they want to beat them? That's like the more important question. Do they want to beat the Bulls?
The Bucks.
They're like, let's just go home now.
Jimmy Butler ain't never laying down. So
yeah, but what about everyone else?
Everybody else is like, I don't know. This looks hard.
I feel like they've been laying down all year.
Right.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Y'all shouldn't have lost to the Hawks.
Because I could see the Bulls being like,
shouldn't have lost to a lot of teams.
I could see the Bulls wanting to win.
Yeah, they got something to prove. I feel like both those players have something to prove. They might try. They're going to try hard.
If the Bulls try hard, you might be in trouble, Dylan.
We're in trouble regardless.
Like if the Bulls are like, we want to play hard. Oh no.
He'd be like, all right, I guess y'all can have fun. One of us will play hard.
I don't know. I really don't. I think so. I mean, I think they have the right to be favored. I think they're the better team. But as I've said all year, Cavs, I mean, I think every fan base is probably irrational, right?
Yes.
When I listen to Cavs radio and podcasts and stuff, like I've been concerned all year long because they seem to think in the Cavs land, I think they think of themselves more like Philly and less like the Heat or the Knicks. And I'm like, and personally, I'm like, no, we're more like the Heat and the Knicks than we are like Philly. Like the Cavs have a lot of potential that I don't think has yet been realized.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is that they haven't been in the playoffs and they haven't been tested.
Exactly.
Where a lot of these other squads have players that have been. So would I be surprised if the Knicks beat us in 6 or 7? I wouldn't be. And I also don't think it would be a colossal failure that it seems like everybody in Cleveland thinks it would be. Like, I think if the Cavs lost, they'd want to fire the coach and the GM. I wouldn't. I mean, it's crazy. I think young teams go through problems. There's a reason that Memphis hasn't won a title yet, being incredibly talented as they are. It's a process. Playoffs are a completely different thing. The Cavs are on their first step. That said, I think they're better than the Knicks. I think they should win the series. I would take the Cavs in 6.
And then you got Milwaukee.
Not a chance.
Because Milwaukee's beating the Bulls or the Heat.
We need Mobley to take a next step before we can start talking about playing on Milwaukee's level. And he's a great player. He's a great defender. We need him to be stronger, a better rebounder, and a legitimate like 25 points per game guy. If he can get there, then we can maybe have that conversation. Because I believe in Donovan.
Yeah.
I believe that Garland is a very skilled guard. He gets really, really careless with the ball. And I don't think that goes well for you in a playoff situation. That worries me a little.
Yeah, you got to take care of that ball.
And it worries me a little. He might have 7 or 8 turnovers.
Have a Westbrook night, huh?
He might. Yeah. Because he just gets going and gets in the flow, and then he just starts flinging the ball everywhere. You know? And then a lot of it always, I mean, as anything, a lot of things depend on shooting. Osman hit some threes, you know? Can the guys, can they do something? And Rubio can give you any minutes? Because if they don't, we're in trouble.
Hey, I believe in y'all more than I believe in the Lakers.
I would take the Lakers against the Cavs in the series.
No, I just have no faith in the Lakers at all.
I don't understand why. I keep trying to tell you.
I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them at all. We'll see what happens, though. I'm rooting for the Grizzlies. That's what I want to see go to the finals.
I want the Grizzlies to go to the finals, yeah. Like, there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams that I'd be interested in winning. I'd like to see the Nuggets kind of come through and like make good on their talent. I would actually like to see the Lakers like make a deep run. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Get out of here. I'd rather see the Clippers.
I'm rooting for that's like the least. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like Paul George, so I'd rather see the Clippers make it than goddamn Lakers. But I also want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing Phoenix.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Phoenix. I would love to see Lakers Phoenix. That'd be a fun series, just for the spectacle of it.
Yep. All right. Moving along. Kyle says, what are the chances we see some story-heavy related content for tomorrow's final trailer of Tears of the Kingdom? And do we actually see Ganondorf apart from the teaser?
Good chance. Probably.
I would think so.
Don't know. Don't care. Not watching. Just out of spite at this point. Pure spite. TPR says he saw John Wick 4 and it was dope. What video game franchises are most John Wick like? Max Payne? Maybe Hitman? Definitely not Hitman because there's no gun fu. And I was going to say the same thing. Max Payne has no gun fu.
Stranglehold.
He said...
That's the one I was thinking about. I could. I was trying to think of the name. Yeah, Stranglehold. Yep.
Stranglehold. That's it.
I own that game. Fantastic game.
Look it up, TPR. Look it up. Stranglehold is what you're looking for.
That's the game. I almost played it. I almost started replaying it after I watched John Wick 4. Just like, how do we not have
it's great.
A good John Wick video game? That's really the only one.
Mm-hmm.
The key word, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stranglehold, is it?
Stranglehold is great.
That's
if you bought the collector's edition on PS3, they gave you the Hard Boiled movie with it.
Yep.
I wonder how that is on like Steam Deck.
Hard Boiled is a great one. I think I have it on Steam Deck.
You would.
You
should play it.
How about you play it?
Could be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Could be pretty fun on the portable.
We have it on Steam Deck.
Dilfy wants to know how many championships will this pairing have won? Shaq and MJ.
Honestly, all of them. 100% honest. MJ never played with. MJ played with some great players. None of them like Shaq. And at that time, that Shaq, my only concern would be like inner implosion. I don't know if MJ could stand Shaq.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I don't know if they win any. Yeah. I don't know if they get along enough to win.
That aside, I honestly don't. I think they could hate each other and probably still in the championship.
Yeah. I mean, look, Magic and Kareem did it.
Who's stopping them? Like who?
Nobody.
There's nobody stopping.
They're stopping them. That's the problem.
Yeah, but with nobody else there, there isn't like they could kill each other and still win the title.
Yeah.
That's that much talent.
I think it'll be a situation if we're talking about them both in their primes. I think it'll be a situation where Jordan be like, "Nah, he got to get the fuck off his team."
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Let me throw you this one because here's Kobe was pushing Shaq to be the guy. Mm-hmm. I don't think that happens with MJ. Shaq comes into the Bulls. Shaq is deferring to Michael Jordan.
That is exactly what I was going to say. I think it would be where Shaq...
And I don't think Shaq is like, I'm the alpha. No, that's Michael fucking Jordan. Everybody knows who the alpha is.
I think that will happen to a point, but Shaq is also the person who knows how good Shaq is. And once Shaq realizes I'm this good, he's like, nah, Mike, you got to, at some point you got to step aside.
I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens.
Yeah, Jordan ain't getting aside for nobody.
That doesn't happen.
That's the problem. That's why I say
it might happen.
Jordan's not going to step aside.
So here's the thing, though. I think the Shaq you're referring to is like 2005, right? Not 1997. That Shaq isn't doing.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said
wanted to play, wanted to rap. Like he wasn't worried about being.
He was in shape,
star.
And that's my point. That's my point. That's why I said they'll probably get 4.
Oh,
as time goes on, then Shaq will get to that point.
So many more.
4 or 5.
Are we talking about Shaq coming into the league and going to the Bulls?
He goes to the Bulls instead of Orlando.
Instead of Orlando, then they're winning every championship in the 90s. Jordan doesn't retire.
Exactly.
Well, actually, it would have been when Jordan came. Yeah, they're winning everything in the 90s. And probably 01 and 02.
I was going to ask you, if the Spurs come up, Duncan Robertson versus Shaq and MJ, who you got? Bulls, right?
The Bulls are going to kill them.
They win the titles from like 95 to 2004.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing that would stop them is them.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
There's no stop. That Shaq. I mean, I've said it before on this podcast, but there needs to be a really good documentary that not just showcases how good Shaq was, but how he changed the league. People don't realize that he's that good.
League.
People think he's like Ewing good or Olajuwon. He's not.
No.
He's so
Shaq good.
Much better than that.
Shaq good.
Like there were people just signing anybody, any side. Like, hey, are you 7'5" 6', 300 pounds. You're on an NBA team. People have never even played basketball. Like
we need four bodies
you,
just to foul him and get in the way a little
just
bit.
Stand there.
I've
just
said it before,
push him.
And I'll say it again. Shaq is the greatest center in NBA history.
He's the most dominant player in NBA history
of all time. Yes.
Period.
When it comes to physical dominance, he didn't even. And people make fun of his free throws, but he was so good. He didn't need to.
He didn't need him.
Yeah.
What was that finals? His first finals with the Lakers. Didn't he average like 35 and 22 or something like just stupid, insane numbers? One game he had like 45 points and 28 rebounds and 4. Like what the? Is he playing against fourth graders?
The thing about Shaq is, Shaq is so good, and he knows he's so good that you just can't like. It becomes a point where Shaq will tell you, like for example, when Shaq was left the league and they tried to claim Dwight Howard was the next Shaq. Shaq was one like, no, he ain't me. He was the one telling everybody he ain't me, and he's that good of a player. Like.
You look at Shaq just outside of his physical size, the way he was able to move, the touch he had, the ability to actually face up, cross you up, back you down, bully you out the way, and then just like a nice little float. Like he had literally everything.
So much power.
He could finesse you. He could power you. He played both sides of the court. You had to double him because if you didn't, he's getting 60.
I swear you could have taken Shaq out of that time and put him on like any like rural Olympic basketball team and they'd medal.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell they don't medal. I don't know if he'd win gold against USA, but I guarantee I would bet on Shaq on any other team would make the final game.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'd meet you in the finals. You put him on any other, he could be Shaq plus Croatia and they'd be there. He can carry anybody.
Just give him the ball. That's the thing I used to always say. He's a guaranteed too.
And he wanted to win. That's the other thing.
That's the gravity effect that I've always talked about. There are certain players that they're above even their rivals, their counterparts. And Shaq was definitely above that. LeBron is above that. There are certain players that have a gravity. It doesn't really matter who they're on the team with.
Yep.
Shaq was that player for 8 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe
there was an 8-year run that you could have put Shaq on any team and they went to the finals.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
And he just happened to play a couple of those years with Kobe, but make no mistake, he was the driving force that got them there. Yep. Just like he was the driving force that took the Heat there.
Orlando and the Heat. Yep.
Yeah. Like you could have put him on any team and with any players and they would have been to the finals.
Most definitely.
That separates players at the highest of levels. There are only not a handful. There are very few players that are that good. There are a lot of great players. And then there are players like that's the difference between like Harden, right? Like there's a lot of great players. And then there are those players like Duncan, like Shaq, like Bird, like Magic, like MJ. Shaq is on that level. And there are very few up there.
It's crazy that he doesn't really ever get mentioned like top 5 players all time either, which is just
he's in my top 5.
To me. Yeah, he's
dominant.
He's my favorite player of all time. He's the greatest. I love Shaq. Watching Shaq play is fun. Straight up.
Yeah.
Breaking back.
And that's something I kind of missed from today.
They had to change. They had to change the hoop for him because he was destroying them. They had to completely change the way it was constructed.
And amazingly charismatic, like through the roof charisma. Off the court, quite a character.
Doesn't seem to ever take himself too serious. It's okay to make fun of himself. Like, just dope human being. Amazing basketball player.
Rejected.
I knew you weren't gonna like it, but he's better.
We're not even.
Duncan's better.
Moving on. 69 Whiskey says you can either spend a night with Halle Berry or Gabrielle Union. Who are you picking?
Team Gabby, baby. Not even close.
I'm going with Gabby. It's not even a question.
Not even a question. I love they were like,
question.
This is gonna be so hard. I'm like, this is the easiest question.
Yeah, super easy.
Halle Berry.
Not even a little
Why?
bit.
Without the question.
Why?
It's Halle Berry.
No, it's not.
Why?
Dude.
Yes,
why is it Halle?
You seen Gabby in her cheerleading uniform? Dude, I've been smitten ever since. Are you
Have you seen
Gabby?
Halle Berry in everything?
I've seen Halle Berry in every
Halle
outfit
Berry
and no outfit. Okay.
Looks boring.
Yes.
She looks boring.
Yeah,
she looks boring.
No.
I'm good.
Halle Berry Have you heard the stories about Halle Berry? Halle Berry's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy women are good. I'm not gonna get too graphic.
Wasn't she married to David Justice?
Yes.
Didn't David Justice have a problem where he was addicted to sex?
Yes.
Wasn't that like the
I
whole
would be
thing?
too addicted to sex.
And Halle Berry
Berry?
It didn't work. Like if that was the case, like if she was that good, he would have been all right.
Look, I don't even have to get all debaucherous with you guys. Like I would like to, but Gabby's got me at the smile. Girl's just sexy, man. Sorry, it's just the look.
Yeah. I've never been a big Halle Berry fan.
Neither have I.
I'm definitely
never done it for me.
Well, JV had the theory about that with Dev.
It's a theory.
Let's hear the theory.
We've talked about that theory for a bit.
Please continue. Would you let the rest of the class
with dating Halle Berry? Dev got so lividly mad. Dev was so pissed off that Halle Berry was storming X-Men. He sounded like he like a scorned lover.
I was a scorned lover of Halle Berry.
She's pretty shitty in X-Men. Yeah, it's probably fair.
No, not. You can say that, but not the way Dev was like saying.
I was. We had a whole side discussion. I was just like,
she is the worst actress in history.
What did I say?
Going on.
Oh, what did I call her? He got so mad. Oh,
he said something that was just mad offensive. Like, what did she do to you? He said something like really, really offensive. Yeah. I can't remember what he said, but yeah.
I called her like a Rudy Poo or Rinky Dink or something. I called her a Rinky Dink actress instead of Angela Bassett for Storm, and apparently
Angela Bassett should have been Storm.
Angela Bassett should have been Storm. I said you could have cast Angela Bassett as Storm, but instead you casted Rinky Dink Halle Berry, and that took JV down a road where he assumed that I was a scorned lover of Halle Berry, and this is why I hate her so much.
Yes. He got really mad.
Yeah.
I stopped listening. I started looking at pictures of Gabby, and I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
yeah, Gabby for sure.
Yeah, Gabby's gorgeous, but I'm Halle Berry person.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Big Dick says, "Sex with socks on or off?" I don't pay attention to my socks. I don't know. Big Nick.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds a little better. The way you said it before, it sounded like Nick.
Yeah.
Yo, pause, fam.
I don't need the pause thing. That's so stupid. So juvenile.
Well, the way you said it, I was like, clarify that, please.
Do I say your last name every week?
Yeah. I regret it.
So, I mean.
Can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
So who has sex with their socks on? Is it that cold?
I have.
Y'all have sex?
I have.
I wouldn't know. I'm not thinking about my socks. Either they're on, if they're on, they're on. If they're off, they're off. I'm not paying attention to my socks.
I know that. I guess most women prefer you to take them off. So if it bothers them, if they're on and they want to take them off, I'll take them off. But I'm indifferent either here or there. Who gives a shit? Sometimes you just don't get down. Sometimes you don't get down to the socks, man. You know, you got to get into it. Right. What you got? Time to go.
Donnie might be a little freaky. Where are you keeping this sock at, Donnie?
A little freaky?
Are they on your feet?
Are you out of your damn mind? Do you have any idea the amount of shit that's upstairs in my room, my closet?
Exactly. That's what I say. Where is this sock at we're talking about with you, Donnie? Are they actually on your feet?
We didn't talk about how many socks, but no. Actually, I've never been into the sock culture. But yeah, no, like the socks on my feet. Sometimes your feet are cold.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about socks. So,
and we both can have socks on. I don't care if girl has socks on or off. That doesn't matter at all.
I didn't have on socks this week. They were off, among other things.
Okay.
Yeah. And usually are.
Yeah.
I don't understand where that became. Why did that become such a faux pas? We're like, gotta take your.
Because some women don't like
really
socks
became
on.
a thing, man. Like women are serious.
Some women think it's tacky.
Who cares?
Why?
Just like some dudes like to have sex with shoes.
Who's paying attention to socks?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you thinking? Why are you even? How do you even realize they're on?
Right. Kind of nonsense.
That is so not where your focus should be. If you have noticed that I have socks on, I have failed.
Yes,
I am not doing my job correctly. Exactly. If you are aware of what's on my feet, I have failed you.
Miserably.
That is correct.
Miserably.
Jesus. Sticking to sock talk, Nerds Talking wants to know, do socks go on before pants?
No.
Yes.
I don't know. Again, it's not like I have a routine. If I have my socks, I might put them on before I put on my pants. If I don't have my socks, I might not put them on before I put on my pants.
Okay.
I don't.
I
If
think
I'm
I
wearing
only
shorts,
put
it doesn't matter.
what? I don't think that is a factor in the.
How does
in the
that?
decision
That
tree.
is a factor.
Why?
If you have on long ass jeans, why would you pull up your long ass jeans to put socks on? You just put your socks on first, then put on your jeans.
I don't.
Maybe you
why-
walked into the closet and put on your pants and then got to go back and get socks.
Yeah, why are
Like,
you so? Why are you trying to save time? Like, why are you like this? Isn't the most
Why wouldn't I
efficient
not
way
try
to
to save
put socks on?
That's how I'm with almost everything.
Do you
Dude, you're
have a
talking about-
routine where it's like I got to put my socks on first? I got to put on my left pant leg first, then my right. Like, are you that anal with
You
the
that
clothes? You
No,
that guy?
I don't know what it was.
All right, here's how I'll answer because I've done both. I think I'm more like Dev. I've done both, but here's my answer. I generally will put on my shirt and pants before I put on my socks and shoes. It's usually the last thing I do, unless
Okay.
if I'm hanging out, like in my boxers and a shirt or something before I get dressed. Like if I'm hanging out, I may put my socks on first. Maybe my feet are cold, or maybe I'm just like if I'm shaving or whatever when I'm getting ready. Maybe I get dressed and put my socks on, and then I guess they would go on before the pants. But typically, if I'm getting dressed and putting my clothes on, probably doing my hair or something, and my socks and shoes are last.
That's a fair
I don't
answer.
clock it. I don't clock it either way.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't know.
never thought like this is not an efficient way of putting on. So that has never dawned on me ever.
I don't
What are
think
we
it saves
talking
time either
about
way
here? I
because
always
you
go
got to
for-
put them all on.
I
So
always go
how
for
is it
50.
saving time?
If it does save time,
How
it's
is
a
it?
second.
How is it more
It's a
efficient?
second. It's a second.
Is it harder getting your
Second,
pants
couple
on without socks?
You have
Is
to
that like-
adjust it then. See?
What
No,
are you
have to-
adjusting?
if you put your pants on, your jeans on first, then you put on your socks just to lift your pants up and stuff like that. And you just
This
put
is
the
a
socks on
wild
first.
case. This
Then
is
you put
what
your
a
jeans on.
crazy defense to make.
I put my jeans on the same way whether I have on socks or not. It doesn't change.
True.
Yeah, but you're putting the socks on differently.
Why?
How am I putting the socks on differently?
Still putting the
If
sock
you-
on the
They're
foot.
still putting them
If
on
you
the same way.
Yes, but
This
you have to
man is
move
just
your
trying
pants
so
leg to
bad
put the
to
socks
not
up.
have to
No, I
hike his
don't.
pant up ever.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
do.
even- No, I don't.
You
So
know
how
what
do
I
you
think
put-
we've
what
learned?
kinda-
I think okay, hang on. I've got the answer. This is what we've learned. Delvin's pants are way too fucking tight.
That's what I was
No,
going to say.
that's not
Your
what it
pants
is.
are
No,
way
no,
too
no,
long,
no.
bro.
Your pants are
Not
way
at all.
too tight, Delvin. If you're too concerned
Not
about
at all.
putting your socks on after your pants are
No,
on,
you put the socks on first. Then
you need
put the
to
pants on.
No, you
reevaluate
put
how
the
you
socks
wear
And
it.
I
on
have
first.
loose pants.
I don't think you do.
They may be loose, but they're probably
Maybe
way
loose
too
for
long.
Miami,
If you got to
but I
hike
don't
them up
think
so
it's
high to
loose
put on your
pants.
socks, do your feet not stick out from the pants? Because if they do,
I
then you don't
think
have to
Dad
pull
just
them up.
doesn't wear socks. He's lying to us. That's what I think the real answer is.
I stay in socks. I
Nah,
never
I don't
I
believe
never
wear
don't
socks.
have on socks. I can't
Nah, I don't believe
stand
that
not
at all.
having on socks. I don't like being barefoot.
I don't
ever.
believe that at all.
Ask my wife. I will wear flip flops and socks. I
I
don't like
love
being barefoot.
but as the older I've gotten, I can't be barefoot anymore.
I hate being barefoot.
Like if
I'm
I
always in
walk
socks.
on like actual ground, like my feet, I look like I stepped on Legos. I'm like, my feet can't handle it anymore. Probably from years of walking completely barefoot.
Yeah, I
So-
don't like being barefoot ever in life. I can't stand.
That's why I'm
it. I
always
like
in my
having
Crocs.
socks on. Yeah, socks and Crocs.
I do socks and Crocs, too.
flip flops.
My
I
daughter
don't like
tries
not
to
having
make
on
fun of me.
socks.
I'm like, give no fucks if you're I'm like, your childish remarks have no power here. Like nobody cares.
Delvin, your pants are too long. Got
You're
issues.
too tight. You some problems, man.
No. John wants to know what's your favorite board game.
I don't really have one. I don't
Mine
know
is
much
Monopoly.
about
Answer.
board
Y'all
games.
gonna criticize? Yeah, there you go. Mine's Monopoly. Now I can
Mine's
answer.
Monopoly.
Now I know
Because
about myself. I love Monopoly.
I'm trying to murder you, basically. I'm trying to run the board and just destroy everyone.
I have 6 different Monopoly boards.
I think I have 3 or 4.
I have 2 Transformers ones.
Ooh.
I have a regular one. And I have 2 more. I can't remember what they are. But they're based off of franchises. The 2 Transformer ones is because somebody got me the one based off the movie series. The movies. Like, oh, this is cool. I didn't know if they had one based off of the 80s cartoon.
Oh, damn.
So when I went in the store, I found one based off the 80s cartoon, and I bought that one immediately for like $20.
I need to find that because my son will love it. I have like the original
I remember
Monopoly
now.
set from the 80s, like that I had when I was a kid. Like I still have that one. We've got a Star Wars one. We have a Disney one. I think we have one other one.
I have an Avengers one too. I almost forgot.
And Donnie doesn't play board games.
I've tried multiple times with board video games. I bought a ridiculously expensive golf board game that I thought I was going to love. I played it twice. I don't like board games. I've come to like the hard realization that I don't like setting it up. I don't like reading the rules or learning the rules. Like it's all just too cumbersome and complicated. I'm like, I could just be playing a video game. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I
get it.
I'm not that into board games. I've given up. I'd rather play card games.
Card games are fun.
My kids can't play
I do
card
have a
games,
gripe
really.
with Monopoly. Particularly Monopoly
I like chess.
video game
That
Monopoly.
counts. I'll play chess.
Chess is fun.
Yeah.
Chess is good.
Video game Monopoly makers, why not make different boards? Like licensed boards in the game.
Mhm.
It makes so much sense. Let me buy the game and just buy different boards. If I want a Transformers board, pay $5. You got a Transformers board. If you want
It ain't gonna
a
be
G.I. Joe board,
$5.
It's a reason.
It's
the
'cause they-
licensing
The licensing, like you,
costs money to do that.
yeah.
but they already have license. You got to get it for video game license. They license everything. Monopoly license all type of shit.
That's because Monopoly sells.
Yeah, and then they can the licensor can say, okay, we want this amount of money for this Transformers board, and they're like, no, that's too much. If it was cost efficient, it probably would have been done already.
Yeah.
They probably can do it. If fucking Zen Pinball can get all these goddamn licenses, why the hell Monopoly can't?
I think pinball is probably way more popular than Monopoly is,
I don't know about that, Chief.
especially in video game form.
Definitely.
It's because they literally don't try with Monopoly video game. They just like, here's the game.
I don't
How
think
many
people
people
play
do
the
you know
Monopoly
play
video
Monopoly video game?
Because
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that.
that's my point. Because they don't try with it. It's just like,
No.
oh, there you go, Monopoly.
Nobody's
They
doing
don't
it because
put anything in it.
playing it.
It's because the board game works just as fine, but it's hard to find a pinball machine.
Yeah. And pinball machines
really
are
hard to
fucking
find a pinball
expensive. Nobody's worried
They
about buying
are.
a Monopoly board.
Yeah,
Like you said,
It's
they're
easy.
$20. Nobody's giving a fuck
Easy
about
money.
that. A right
Easy
pinball
money.
machine, like $1,500.
yeah.
You just can't go buy a pinball machine when you're in the mood.
But
Like,
But
and
Zen
there's like a
pinball does
space.
not
You
feel
gotta
like a
move
pinball
it, you need a
machine.
truck. You need some friends. Like that is not even close to being comparable.
video game pinball does not feel like pinball. Like, not even close.
But it might be enough to scratch the itch that the splurge of actually buying and owning and maintaining a real pinball machine. You know,
Bingo.
like video game golf isn't like golf either, but when I get the itch, it works. Like I can just play a little golf and it's good. I don't think that's quite the
Let's
same,
see.
man.
Now I'm looking up pinball machines. I want to get one.
Yeah.
Well, while you
they're very
look that up,
expensive.
let's talk about favorite milkshake flavors. Haley would like to know, what is your favorite?
The day,
Depending on the day.
Strawberry banana.
it probably depends on the day or the meal. But yeah, if it's really hot outside and like, because I do have the answer's chocolate for most things. Like if I'm
Yeah.
getting fries, a burger, or something, I love a great chocolate shake.
Chocolate
Who
frosty,
doesn't?
baby. Let's go.
Who doesn't? With one exception. It's almost exclusive to summertime. If I've been outside, yard work weather, I'm super hot, I've been sweaty, everything, I get a weird craving for a strawberry milkshake. I think it's something with the fruit or whatever. I don't know, but like sometimes like that, I want to go strawberry. But if I'm just having a meal, if it's cold or whatever, it's usually chocolate.
I don't know that I've ever seen a strawberry banana milkshake. I've seen a strawberry banana smoothie, but not a strawberry
They
banana
have them at Dairy
milkshake.
Queen. Yes. I get them at Dairy
Delvin's
Queen.
Star Wars comic art pinball machine at retail is $5,500.
I just found one. One Up
He's like,
Arcade has the.
Why do people play pinball video game? That's why.
I have a caveat. One Up Arcade's Marvel pinball cabinet, $700.
It's
I might
still
get
too
that.
expensive.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of
I
money.
might get that.
Mattel's Star Wars Monopoly board game, $19.99. It's
But
you
you
could
can't play
probably
it
get
online.
the Monopoly board game cheaper than Monopoly video game.
No, the video game's cheap. It's like $10.
I don't know. Also, that one up cabinet. That okay. Hang on. I have a one up cabinet.
I have
If you have a
several.
one up cabinet that you're playing on like a screen with a couple buttons, that's fine. A one up pinball cabinet is going to be shit, Delvin. That's not a real pinball machine.
I'm gonna find out.
Okay.
Looks decent. I don't know
Price
how
of
decent.
$700. He's like, I'm going to do it. There's a reason that pinball machines are $5, $10, $12, $15,000. There's a
because they have
craftsmanship
actual
to
machines
making
in it.
a good pinball machine.
I think
just
this is
even
probably
the
a digital
table,
pinball
the
machine.
wood, the way the ball rolls, it's not like the one-up stuff is as cheap as it gets. You know, you're talking about particle board. You know, they're like cardboard put-togethers.
Yes.
Yeah, no. It's too much.
I can't imagine the one-up pinball. You'd be better to get a tabletop pinball. Do that instead. They make cheaper pinball sets that don't have like the full cabinet.
Let me see.
So you can like sit on a
Let me see
table.
what a tabletop pinball looks like.
Or a table, and you can play those. Do that, because then it'll at least feel real.
Now I'm looking this up.
Because I like some pinball. I'm down to play pinball when we go to
I
bowling
do
or
too.
something. There's a pinball machine around. I'm in, but you want good pinball, not shit pinball.
The tabletop ones are $40.
See,
What's this?
get a good one of those. A good one's probably going to run you a few $100. But I would
Let's
think
see.
those would be better than the one up.
No, I don't want
But
to buy.
as
pinball
always,
machines, Scott.
look into it. Check out some YouTube.
I'm looking.
Maybe I don't know
we'll
what the
look
fuck
into
I'm
it after.
talking about. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Last question of the night. Hambone Johnny
Wow.
says, when you cut your sandwiches, do you opt for triangles or rectangles? White wheat or rye bread?
Okay. What kind of monster's eating rye bread? Like, get the fuck out of here. It's eating rye bread sandwich.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, hold up. First things first, the fuck's out here buying rye bread?
Nah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
no.
That's got to be
Definitely
a
not.
very sandwich
Give me
specific
that marble
bread.
rye, you old bag.
Yeah, that's a very specific bread. I like cutting my sandwich in triangles.
Yeah,
I do the diagonal.
I do both. I do the diagonal
I
if
do
the
both.
kids really want it. I typically, if I'm making myself a sandwich, I'm not even cutting it. I'm just a savage. Why am I cutting? I don't need all that. But my kids, depending, sometimes I'll do sandwich, sometimes I'll do triangles, sometimes I'll do the rectangles. Just kind of like the socks before the pants thing. Just, I don't know, I pick one.
Indifferent.
Yeah.
There's something that feels, I don't know. This makes no sense, but I always felt, I want to say easier or natural. I realize there's no difference in how easy it is to cut a sandwich, but for some odd reason, it just feels like it fits corner to corner better than it does straight across, right? Like you just go from one corner to the other. Like if I've got a knife or a pizza quarter, it's almost like, to me, like that's the natural way of going.
That makes sense. Yeah, that
Yeah.
actually it's accurate. Yeah, the diagonal kind of it looks better when you cut it like a diagonal.
It definitely
instead
looks
of
better, yeah.
rectangular. So,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're like I used to work in like a Einstein Bagel. We have to make these like bagel boxes with sandwiches in them and stuff like that, and they make you cut them like that. It just looks like a cleaner cut, just a real good cut.
I like honey wheat.
But frankly speaking,
It's a good bread.
honey wheat's pretty
That's
good.
a good bread. Honey
That's
wheat's
what I
real
usually
good.
go. That's my go-to, honey wheat.
If I'm making a sandwich, on the rare occasion I do make sandwich, I buy Cuban bread.
That makes sense.
A good soft Cuban bread. Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
I'm always hungry.
When you get a deli sandwich, how do you cut it? Like if you've got a hoagie or you got a Subway or something. Do you cut it?
They cut it.
They cut it.
However the hell they cut it.
Half?
Usually they do it in half.
And they cut it in
yeah.
half.
I always ask for mine in thirds.
That's
Why?
not a bad idea.
Well, it depends on, like, I make very full sandwiches. I usually request very full sandwiches, and they're easier to handle in thirds than in halves. You don't have to carry so much. You don't have to have so much spilling out of the bottom. Like you can grip a third, but I don't know. It's not normal. I've always gotten some looks, but if I go to a sandwich shop and I'm ordering a sub, I always ask for they cut it in thirds. It's not crazy unusual. I used to work at Quiznos. There are people that do it. It's like it is a thing, but it's definitely, I think it's abnormal. But I think if you ever go to a sub shop that cuts it in thirds, I think you found a really good sub place. I think they know what the fuck they're doing.
Look, man, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Wow, there's your motto. There's your something to put on the tombstone.
I don't know how to even respond with that.
Well, that's going to do it for episode 82,
Well,
83.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
Play Some Video Games podcast. We talked about a lot of things that weren't video games, and I'm here for it.
Do we
So,
talk about
you
video
know.
games?
justice for Penny.
Yeah. Justice for Penny. Damn straight. Son of a bitch.
At me.
At you where? On
Find
Reddit?
Gotcha,
on
bitch.
Good luck.
How you gonna find him?
Yeah, so yeah, feel free to follow us on all the socials at PSVG, at Delvin Cox, at Dead Ninja Dev. Go find Donnie
Good luck.
on MySpace.
Nope.
Yeah. See if he'll detail your car. He needs money for that ally. So hit him up. Hit him up. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, play some video games because we won't be.